Hello, and it is the 4 o'clock shadow. It is that time again and past time. Apologies. Da- Heavy problems, yes. Give me a few minutes, please. We won't go into all that, but mm-mm-mm.
Sorry about that. Got stuck on a phone call there. Hey, and happy Saturday.
Happy Saturday. Yeah, we will have an Apex After Dark at midnight, which will be technically early Sunday when we start. But Apex After Dark
Technically,
at midnight Central, 1 o'clock Eastern.
Eastern. Yeah.
Yeah,
God knows what that is. Mountain time. I have no clue.
I don't know. Don't yeah. Hockey is like Australia,
Yeah.
but they like
Well, England and
in the
Australia is
future.
easy. That's like 6. Yeah, they're like 6 hours ahead.
I think they're like 26 hours ahead.
Well,
I
yeah,
know
Australia
England
might be
six
more, but
hours.
yeah,
Yeah,
England is 6. Yeah, Australia might be like maybe 18 or something like that, where they're like actually into the next day. Uh,
yeah, they're into the next day. Yeah, but
yeah,
why quibble, right? Why
international day, right? Yeah, all that good stuff.
Yeah. Well, like I said
Well,
yesterday, I started season 3 after watching season 4 of the Dead Zone, and I completed it. Um, and
ah,
eventually went to bed, with the sun rise
hell,
somewhere
there's
in there.
12 hours. 12 hours for Australia, Rex. So
12 hours,
it'd
okay.
be 4 o'clock in the morning for them.
12 to 18 hours ahead, okay, give or take.
Okay, depending on where you're at, probably what part of
No,
Australia.
how dear, and Ryan James in the house. Um, yeah, she came in and there was poo poo getting tracked, getting little Arkansan
Mm,
coming through there, getting tracked
yeah.
through the house. And fortunately, I have
Okay.
tile in a lot of, and like the kitchen is that, what did we determine yesterday it was, or the day before?
Uh, well, like a laminate, like a fake wood type
A laminate,
laminate flooring.
yes, yes.
Yeah.
And a, 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 a faux wood. How about that?
Yes. Yes,
Yes.
that sounds better
And
than
I'm
fake,
like,
I
what
guess.
the hell? And it's just, yeah. At first, I just thought it was like grass, mud on, you know, off her foot.
Oh.
And yeah, she had stepped with her right front paw into some. So I had to pick her up, which is, she's gotten bigger and thicker. I don't know if it's like, because she might have been, if it's just natural growth. Uh, her collar barely fits her now. Her neck has gotten
Oh, wow.
thicker. Um,
Well, you
and
might
so
want to
I've
check
been,
that, Rex. That might be contributing to her cough due to that collar too tight.
yeah, I know. So when it gets a few days from now, I still have some of her medicine. Once I have to go get her medicine again, I'll have her
Mm-hmm.
looked at again. But uh, yeah, it was dark. I've been letting her out without a leash uh, more because it's is tighter on her, and
Right.
I haven't been able to get a collar yet. But and I like the nylons. I don't like the breakaways. Breakaways are easy to find. The nylon has lasted me longer than anything. Uh, it's the last breakaway I had, uh, which is just, and they're supposed to be breakaway, right? Uh,
Yeah, yeah. You
broke
don't want
away
to
and
choke
she
in there.
got off,
Yeah.
and that was when she would roam around. Now she's older and it's colder, and you know, if it was nice outside, I probably wouldn't be letting her out like that, you know. In fact,
Right. Yeah,
let
just
her
in
out
case.
and I put the collar on her. So, uh, because during the daytime, you don't know, she won't go chasing squirrels like she used to, but a dog or something or a cat, she may take
Mm,
off. So, uh,
right. Yeah. I get it.
and I don't like her. I don't really. I probably taken risk enough with her, letting her off by herself, but she's been good to stay within the yard boundary. The other day, she walked over to the neighbors that is not living there, Andy's old house, Terry's old house, you know, that's
Oh, yeah.
been
Yeah.
sold. But she
Mm,
kind of just wandered a little bit further, like to their fence line and by the garage, which is right next to my property. So it wasn't that bad. I just came out and had her, called for her, and she came back. Uh,
mm,
but for the most part, she stays within the boundaries that her leash will allow her to go. But during the day, you never know. I've got a neighbor a couple houses down on the other side of Andy's house,
uh-huh.
the opposite way, uh, that lets their dog out. You know, in fact, the one time that I kind of took her, well, not just the one time, but I
Oh, is that
took her
that little dog
walking.
that used to show up in your yard every once in a while, a couple of years back?
Yeah, I think
When
that's the
didn't you say?
immediate neighbor right next to me. The one
Oh,
that
oh,
when I was moving in said, "Let's talk about." The first words out of his mouth was, "Let's talk about you driving through my front yard."
that,
And we
really?
don't really speak that much, you know. It's like,
Let's
ooh,
talk about
okay.
me driving over your back.
I think he told me at one time that he had lived there for like, I think he and his wife for like 30 or 40 years. So he's been here a while. That was years
Oh,
ago when he said that.
oh,
So
okay.
he's been here a while, you know. And their house is kind of odd. It's kind of turned sideways. So really that's kind of his backyard, kind of, sort of. That
Huh.
and I get it. I was just, uh I was on the
Why were
opposite
you
side of the
driving through his
house. It
yard?
just comes. Some people just don't have people skills. You know, there was a nicer way to say that, and it's like, wow, welcome to the neighborhood. Thanks. You're a
Right. Yeah.
you know piece of chewing gum on the bottom of my shoe. Um, Not acting very nice, but anyway,
Yeah. Well,
it is what it is,
not
and I
not
can live.
everyone has a good
He's
man.
probably happy with me now. Hopefully, I don't know. Who cares?
Did you
I
drive
should
through his
care.
yard again?
Well, in this, let's see. Yesterday was Don Heck's birthday and Hex Allen's birthday.
Well, what a coincidence.
He turned 54. Hex Allen.
Hex or
Hex Allen.
yeah, I was gonna say, what's his name's got to be way older than that by this time.
Also, James O'Barr, who created the Crow's birthday yesterday.
Ah, you don't hear much out of him anymore.
Now, back in January 2024, I'm looking at the old calendar here. Fabrizio was on with us. The one time Fabrizio that does
Oh, from the
Paleo low.
Horace Hoover, right?
Yes, yes.
I think it's Aiello. I think it's
And I don't think
Fabrizio
we've had
Aiello.
him on again since then, and that's pretty sad.
No, I don't think we have. We had a pretty good time with him that first time, I thought.
Oh,
Uh,
absolutely, yeah, and yeah. Token's birthday. Um, he would be 134. Token.
is that it? Nah, it's still just a pup.
Yeah. Now, the following day, we had Keith Gleason on, according to this.
Mm-hmm. Oh always enjoy peace.
Yeah, and it says smoking right six paw. I don't know what that means, but you know.
You got me. I don't know what that means.
Well, we on that Saturday on the 6th, we had Fabio on. Remember that great artist Fabio? And I actually kind of cut that short, about an hour long, because I didn't want people to discover who he was, because I want to put him to hire, and I do want him to do something for me this year. Last year it just wasn't possible, but yeah, Fabio, we'll have him on again if he wants to come on. There was a little language barrier there, a little bit, but not much. You know, it wasn't bad. It
wasn't terrible.
I don't know if this was canceled or not, but it's Rex X and Apex. We're supposed to have Andy Smith on, but or maybe we had Andy Smith on. Anyway,
you got me.
Yeah, because it looks like I marked that out, and we went on with Rex X and Apex. Of course, we were doing it every other week then. You know. Aaron Lepresti's birthday on the 7th of this month.
Oh, awesome. Happy birthday, Double A.
I think he'll be 62. The first Doctor Who, William Hartnell, will be his birthday, the 8th. He would have been 118 this year.
Wow.
So not as old as Token. He was actually, I think when he started the role of Doctor Who, he was only 52, even though with that white wig, and he looked like older, you know, like maybe late 60s. He always had those old, like high cheekbones, and you know, in his acting. Born in 1919, if I remember right. Glenn Fleming's birthday on Martin Luther King Jr. Day, the 15th.
Hail Glenn Fleming.
Yeah, this month coming up. Or, I mean, yeah, that we're into now. The one time we had John Longbox on, I believe, the 23rd. That's when my internet went out, and I had to totally reboot the modem and push the reset button and everything. I was like 45 minutes getting in there, you know.
And you stuck me with that guy for all that time.
For 45 minutes, yeah. Settled him down, though. You know, he came in like gangbusters, but he settled down after that, and we still did about 2 hours with him, I think, over his project.
Well, yes, you know, you leave it to Shadow. Shadow will put him in line. I mean, that's just the way it goes, bro.
Straighten it up. Okay. Well, 26th is Abby's birthday. That'll be 4 years I've had Abby on the 26th of this month. I mentioned that earlier.
Did you say 4 or 14?
4 or 4. Okay, 4 years for the channel. That must have been what I was thinking.
Right.
13.
13.
She turned 13, if I'm not mistaken. She turned 13 on our birthday. But I didn't get her for like 3 months later. She was 3 months old when I got her. So 26th of January is the anniversary. 14 years.
Daisy's gonna be
13 years. I've had her.
Yeah. Daisy and Cloudy both coming up in March. Daisy's gonna be 6, and Cloudy's gonna be. How old's Cloud gonna be, honey? 12?
104.
Wow, man.
Hey, pal, Ryder.
12. She still looks like a damn kitten. She hasn't aged since year 1. It's fucking crazy. Was Daisy April? Yeah, okay. Late March. Right? Because we picked her up in early April, I thought. Or was it late April?
No, we picked her up. Summertime. She was born in April.
She was okay. Anyway, so
Now,
April
you
Daisy
know,
will be 6.
It's in June, I think.
Mm-hmm. Well,
you know,
right
do
after we moved in here.
A year later.
Yeah.
you
Sorry.
know,
What's that?
Dionysus,
Oh yeah. Dio's awesome.
27th of this month will be his wife's birthday. She's a colorist for him, rather.
Yeah. She did all of the covers for his. What was it? What was his book called? The Reckoning? No. Crap. Trying to remember what his book was called now. I got the first 3 of them.
On the 29th of 2024, we had on Elon Mudd, not Elon Musk, but Elon Mudd, and the creator of Roach Balls, Rich Ayala.
Richie Ayala. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Richie Ayala. He's a good dude.
And of course, rounding out the month, Mama Hawk's birthday on the 31st of January.
Oh, that's right. She will be 25 again.
Eternally young.
Forever young.
Sorry, I gotta go pee in the yard. Anyway, I said it for you, PayPal.
Wow.
Yeah.
And the jokes just keep on coming.
I know. Hey, hell, Eric and Boyd.
Hail, Pale Rider. Hail, Eric. Good to see you, boys.
You know, PayPal,
Howdy,
or as we know him, Pale Rider. And I'm sorry that you had to add the extra R. Yeah, they changed everything to like at How Dear 6480. At Shadowhawk 7814. Yeah, I bet
See, Rex, you
Shadowhawk.
just got to learn how to say the new name. It's Pale Rider.
Well, what I'm saying,
you gotta roll that R.
I changed my name on one of the shows and was fortunate to get a Devil Flyer Momentum. I changed it. It's still got the @ symbol. I guess it's always going to have the @ symbol.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with that shit.
But I did change it back the way it was, and it was available. But like Pale Rider said, that's why he added the extra R. There was a Pale Rider with not the extra R, but it wasn't available. I hate that it wasn't.
Yeah. Somebody steals your name.
Lose your name that you've had for years on YouTube. You know what I'm saying?
That's fucking crazy, dude. Yeah.
For decades.
If you're not, dude, like I've told you, if you're gone for like 2 weeks, dude, fucking everything's up for grabs on YouTube. Because people forget about you. It's crazy.
Shadow, are you going to teach Mama Hawk how to spell her name in the snow for her birthday?
Oh no, she already knows how to do that. She can even do it in cursive.
Happy holidays.
She's a talented young lady.
Well, I joined YouTube August 28th, 2021, but did not deliver any content till December 27th, about 4 months later, 2021. Ooh, I lost a subscriber. Of course, that fluctuates, right? It was up 559 yesterday. Now it's 558. Hopefully, I didn't actually use that.
That was just me. Don't worry about it.
Right. Yeah, I mean,
you pissed me off last night, so I unsubscribed too.
But I'm coming up on this is video. Of course, I've exceeded 2,300 videos already. It's just YouTube took some down, and I've never edited them and got them back on. You know, we have had a few videos taken off of here, but getting ready to hit 2,300 videos. This video here will be 2,298. So
Wow. We're already up that high.
a
Holy
couple of
shit.
videos, and we'll be up to 2,300 videos currently. You know, lifetime
That's supposed to be 1298.
129,235 views in a little over 4 years, which isn't much, but it is what it is. Still 129,235 views. That's quite a
Better
bit.
than a lot of people, man.
Oh yeah, a lot worse than some, but you know,
Mm.
it is. It is what it is. What it is. I'm not a bean counter, but you know, usually I. Pale Rider says I've reached 10K views. Wow,
Wow, that's awesome, man.
that's good.
Does that come with a
How
paycheck,
dear
pal? You get like
made
a
his
the
account in
$3 from YouTube
2006.
or something?
But how long have you been putting up content, How dear? Since 2006?
Yeah, I didn't even know YouTube existed in 2006. Oh shit!
Yeah. Oh, it's been a while. Yeah, Ethan was
Bro,
still
I
working for DC at that time. I was buying in
mm,
2006. He was working on Flash. No, not that Flash.
well, dude, I didn't even start participating in YouTube or any chats or
You're at the
anything like that till halfway through 2018. So I'm a babe in the woods still.
university in the woods. Dr. Mass coming in for the win with Buster Crab number
Hello,
5 from
Marcus.
Instant Color. Art by the legendary Frank Frazetta.
Yep.
And with his postings, you can read the comic digitally, follow the link with the ones that Dr. Mask. I don't know if he does that on all of them, but like this Buster Crab is out there and you can read it
Oh, really?
digitally. Yeah. This is a Frank
Hmm.
Frazetta cover. Buster Crab
Is that monetized, bro?
being
Why not?
one of the only people, maybe the only person that has played Buck Rogers, Flash Gordon, and Tarzan
Yeah.
in his career. Yeah. He was an Olympic swimmer, and I think he was the inspiration with his movie Flash Gordon Goes to Mars for Aquaman. I really do. I think I made that connection by watching that movie and going, "Oh, that's freaking Aquaman right there." You know.
Yeah, I remember you. We talked about that at some point. I think we were actually looking at a clip from that movie or something. It was like, well,
Mhm,
yeah, no shit.
mhm.
Like the classic adventure comics, Aquaman. You know, they had the same hair, right?
Yeah. Oh, same hair, costume, even though it was in black and white. You
Mm,
know, and it makes sense because
yeah,
he was an Olympic swimmer.
right. Yeah, he would have been perfect back then. Nobody thought. Did Aquaman even exist back then? No, I think he
No,
did, right?
this was prior to the creation of Aquaman. So he had,
Oh
and you know,
wow.
Buck Rogers and Flash Gordon did inspire, I think, Superman and all others. You know, they were early. The Alex Raymond, you know, in the strips doing Flash
They were
Gordon.
kind of like
Yeah,
superheroes before superheroes, right? Like
absolutely. And you had Dick
what was
Tracy
his name?
come out
Let me
about
go
mid
back.
30s.
Um, what was the other guy I'm thinking of? Doc Savage, the Man of Bronze. Like
Yeah, he was
they
out.
never called him a superhero, but he was like he had superpowers, right? I
Yeah, they
mean, he had
called him
like
Superman.
bulletproof skin.
He
Yeah.
was the original Superman.
Hmm.
They called him Superman. He had a
But that's
fortress
pretty
of
wild. So
solid
he did all that before Aquaman existed. Huh? That's pretty neat. Oh,
and before
buried.
Superman existed. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
I have shown this picture before.
Mm.
Um, it is a stunningly blue, 9.75, so almost 10-foot long woolly mammoth tusk.
Oh,
It's in impeccable condition and totally complete. I'll show
why
it
is it
here in a
blue?
minute. Excuse me. I'm not
You
dying.
right there, right?
Mhm.
Almost. I
It-
had 9-1 already punched in.
oh, sorry. It was discovered in Alaska. One of the most extraordinary tusks ever found. We've shown this before, but it's been a while. And every time I see it, it's like, wow. If I were a billionaire, I would want this thing in my house as a conversation piece. Its natural
Well, it's
coloration,
actually ivory too, dude. So
yeah, its natural coloration is stunning. Rare blue vivinite is present throughout the majority of the tusk, interlaced with light creamy hues. Its natural
that's great.
coloration is stunning. Sought after rare blue vivinite is present throughout the majority of the tusk, interlaced with light creamy hues. Let's see. Why did they say that twice? I don't know. The blue and white colors mirror planet Earth as viewed from outer space. Wow, this guy's
Oh
dreaming.
wow, that's
Okay,
pretty wild.
blue. Well, you can make that analogy, sure. Blue
I mean, I
bone. I'm
suppose.
sorry, not blue. Bone, teeth, and tusk fossils.
Hailbone.
Uh,
Oh,
you know what a horn is,
a
right?
tusk.
Because basically a
Yeah.
tusk is like a horn, right?
Well, no. Well, tusks
No.
are different because they're like made out of the same thing as teeth. A horn is really hard condensed hair, like rhino
Yes,
horns and
you are
stuff like
correct.
that.
It's condensed hair. Yes.
hmm
Okay.
So it's a completely different material. But ivory from tusks and teeth and all that kind of stuff is not only pretty much illegal all over the planet now, but it used to be extremely valuable.
Except for mammoth tusk. You can own a mammoth tusk because it predates the law. It's grandfathered in.
Oh, yeah, yeah. I think that applies like if you find like carved like elephant tusks and shit like that that they used to do back in the day too, as long as they were made before the date of the law or whatever. It's still okay.
Yeah, I mean, it's like you could own a Tommy gun, you know.
Yeah, you just can't register it, or the government's going to come take it away
Right. Um,
from you.
but like up around, the plateaus of where you had the
I give you to
Mongols,
the count of
where
three.
the
You fill me
Mongols
in.
were, uh,
1,
around
2,
the Russian areas, you know. He's not with me.
Mongolians. You damn Mongolians attack my shitty wall. I'm with you. You're not with me.
Okay.
You don't even know what the fuck I'm talking about.
No, I don't.
No, you don't.
Only had 63 subs. Got my views for my shorts. Wow. Did the
Wow. Well,
exposure.
okay. That's why it's not mine. That was the short he was talking about.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Oh, but sorry, Bill. I gotta get a little revenge for Mama Hawk every now and again.
Yes, absolutely. I don't blame you on that one.
She
Anyway,
doesn't even know about this joke. What?
anyway,
You
bone,
PDR.
teeth, and tusk fossils can occasionally
What yard?
change to a beautiful blue color called apatite. I think apatite. Apatite.
Okay. Appetite.
Apatite.
Appetite. He
Consisting of
said titties.
calcium phosphorate reacts with iron and transforms into Vivinite, a gorgeous green blue mineral.
Fish with tits.
Bone, teeth, and tusk fossils can occasionally change to be a beautiful blue color. Man, why is this thing? This thing keeps repeating itself. This article. This is an excellent fossil because of its impressive size, solid and dense ivory, completeness, true blue coloration, and a high degree of curvature. Some are curved more than others, you know. Because it's so
so I
big.
guess
It was sold in
the
auction.
curve is more desired than the non-curve. Is that okay? Interesting.
Yeah, probably. You know,
I guess
that would denote the age and how. I mean, just the size and everything. You know, size does matter. Or so I've been told.
Wow, that's what the ladies tell me.
That goes without saying. It was sold in auction to a private collector after refining and polishing. The tusk measures 9.75 feet or 297 centimeters.
Wow. It's fucking big, dude.
Along the outer curvature and 119 pounds or 54 kilograms.
Wow. That's
with
one
a circumference.
Holy shit.
With a circumference, how round it is, around, right? 18.5 inches. That's a lot.
Really? Wow. Yeah, I was gonna guess like maybe 8 or 10. 18. That's fucking huge.
18.5 inches. Today, fossil mammoth ivory can be distinguished from present day elephant ivory by the angle of cross hatching. And they have a term for that, and can be traded internationally. There are no CITES cities restrictions on the international trade of mammoth ivory. This is excellent investment fossil because of its impressive size, solid and dense ivory, completeness, true blue coloration, and a high degree of curvature. A blue tusk of this caliber may never surface again on the market, I would say. And now we'll show it to you yet again. Boom.
Oh, dude, that thing's cool.
Yeah, it's cool. If I were a billionaire, I'd probably buy it. You know, hey,
wow. That would have been so awesome if when the mammoths were walking around, they had teeth like that. They were like, "Oh, that's," but that's because of minerals that like leached into it after he died. So
it's called buildup, folks. It's called buildup. Fun fact:
it's
the British
called
don't rinse
appetite
the soap from their dishes when washing them. Confirmed. Wow.
No. That's what makes all
yeah,
food taste so
that's
good.
impressive. Of course, that's been polished, and buried in the ground. It just took on the mineral colors, I guess, absorbed or maybe encrusted on the outside. I don't know. But yeah, quite a fossil indeed. Too bad they didn't find a pair of them, you know.
Yeah, it would have been cool if they found them both, right?
Yeah. But man, yeah, probably one of a kind. Who knows?
Well, that's pretty wild.
Yeah. That's why I showed it again. We have shown that before. And that article, though, whew, I'm trying to remember next time not to repeat. Whoever wrote that was, you know. 1930s Fiat 508 SMM Coupe. Looks a lot like a Volkswagen Bug, which really wasn't even invented at that time. Little split window, back window there.
Yeah, look at that. Kind of cool.
Not much of a car there. You know, that's a Herbie the Love Bug.
I like the little wheel cover with the little chrome highlights on it for the back.
Art Deco.
Pretty styling, dude. Yeah, it's pretty styling. I like it.
Tree Goblin in the house. Hello, Tree. Oi. Well, I don't know why.
Oi, Tree Goblin. Well, he's in England, but or no, where is Tree Goblin? Canada? What's Tree Goblin at? I always forget.
He's in UK.
UK. Okay.
Yeah. A 1930 Henson KR Streamline motorcycle, rare example of Art Deco design, kind of like that Fiat I just showed. Very cool.
Yeah.
I like it.
Probably a fucking boat to try to steer.
Oh, it probably is. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, even with the wheel covering, you've got to be able to swivel around, right?
Yeah, that's. It looks very pretty, but I guarantee you, it only did straight lines well. Did not turn
unwheelie. Okay. Yeah.
And it probably weighed a shit ton. If you turn that thing over on your leg, dude, you were going to be pinned to the ground until somebody came and helped you out.
Well, not to get Raw's alert. 15 hours ago, posted this. I reposted it an hour after it posted. So maybe you can tell me what's going on, because I don't really have outward streaming TV, and I've been asleep most of the day and watching TV late last night or this morning. Reuters reports U.S. ground forces and United States Air Force assets are currently on the ground. I hope the Air Force is not on the ground. That would mean they crashed. Anyway, see, that's poorly written. Think it through, people. Air Force assets are currently on the ground and active in and around Caracas, Venezuela. Multiple explosions have been reported and observed across the capital as operations continue.
Yeah. Update. I don't know when you saw that one. That was a while ago, right?
It was 15 hours ago.
Actually,
yeah.
Okay. They actually, U.S. forces made it to whatever the ruling government fucking center was and captured President Maduro. He is now in the United States and being ready to be prosecuted on war crimes and whatever else.
Do you think that this is a deterrent attack on China mentally by Trump to deter him from, in an indirect way, from invading Taiwan? See, this is what you get when you cross us.
Yeah, sure. I mean, Reagan taught us that years ago. When you want people to pay attention, and you're the most powerful government on the planet with the most sophisticated weapons, then you make a demonstration, and then you make some crazy claims about exactly how powerful you are, and everybody gets their shit back together. Dude, all Reagan had to do was say that he was considering putting lasers or missiles or whatever onto satellites in space, and fucking the Russians lost their shit. They're like, oh. You remember Star Wars?
Yeah.
Back in the 80s?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. The satellite system. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Trump learned those lessons from Reagan, dude. I mean, he knows how to play the power play. He knows how to, whether it's a bluff or if he's fucking serious, nobody fucking knows. That's why nobody wants to take a chance.
Well, he's talked about Venezuela before, but definitely Venezuela is easier to do that than to take on China, right?
Oh, yeah, no, China is, that would be a nightmare. We never want to have to ever go there. They have just too many people, Absolutely. Too many resources, too much land. It would just be an ongoing conflict that make Vietnam look fucking stupid, which Vietnam already looks stupid. But yeah, it would not be good. That's why we have to have. We're still in a Cold War with Russia, China, all these guys. You know, they say the Cold War died
Sure.
in the 80s, but it didn't. It just got quiet.
It pivoted. Yeah.
Yeah, they just don't talk about it as much anymore, but it's still going on. You know, we're still doing all this, and now it's just, you know, it's computer warfare and shit. They're doing shit, you know, online and fucking, you know,
My
what do
brother
they call
Soleil.
those? Cyber attacks and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I mean, cyber war has been going on for sure. You know, do you
Oh,
remember this animated short? I think I actually had this on disc. Flight of the Dragon.
That dude's face looks really familiar.
Yeah, you can't. You know,
Is that's not Bakshi, is it?
no,
Okay.
not that I know of.
I don't know. Just reminded me a little bit.
Yeah, there is. I mean, we don't want them in our backyard. They're trying to, you know, Janet was saying that they've been trying to, you know, buy schools and educational things over here.
Dude, our backyard, they own like 40% of the farmland in the fucking country now. And Trump's got to do something about that. They've been buying up fucking farms for the last 25 years. Every time some family goes out.
Yeah, they've done that crap in open businesses, you know, here in Arkansas.
And you useless fucking millennials that don't want to fucking be on a farm anymore and live like a king. Farmers used to be some of the richest people in the country. If you had a nice farm and you were running it well, you had a good life. You worked hard, but you had plenty of money, and you did fine. Now we got all these pussy ass bitches that grew up with their grandpa and their dads having farms. So, I don't want to work that hard. I need to go to college and be in computing. Yeah, and then the farm gets sold to China.
China, yeah. Well, I mean, we could go on and on about China, but we better move on.
Yes, probably a good idea.
Today in history, the third Doctor era, John Pertwee began 56 years ago today, on the 3rd of January, 1970, in the story Spearhead from Space, in which John Pertwee made his first appearance as the third Doctor.
Spearhead from Space. It's Giant Johnson.
Looks like a big.
And what's wild is you could see his old Navy tattoo on his forearm in that episode. I don't know why they didn't try and pancake over it.
That was an alien Time Lord tattoo, Rex. God, man, go with the illusion. Jesus.
Go with the illusion of integrity.
God damn it! I just kicked myself. Shit.
No, I forbid it. Oh, that bourbon's lower is getting heavy. Yeah. They brought American steel back in the day, but that was brought back a few years later after they exported tons of steel. Absolutely. I mean, Mike Walters in the house. That's what I mean. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. But I'm going to find out. How about that? Speaking of mammoth tusk and fossils, a colorful fossilized coral formations here on this polished piece. Welcome back, Shadowhawk.
Mammoth tusks and fossils. Why are you talking about my penis, Rick?
Massive things today. Massive things, my friend. Things of import, you know. Import to, generations around the world. You still
the
have
good thing about being fossilized, it's like a what do they call those? What's a tree? petrified. Yeah. So it's hard all the time now. You get,
I think that's Omer Glitch. I think he's hard all the time. Just making it. Oh, sorry, Omer. He talks like it anyway.
Omer's in the
Just
chat.
saying.
Damn it.
I know. Oh no.
Rex, you're only supposed to say that when he's not here. Oh, God.
Like a rock. Like a rock. Yeah. Remember that commercial? Like a rock.
Okay. You got the old Bob Seger song playing in the background.
Yeah. Yeah, we couldn't have it playing in the background.
No, it would get, but either Bob Seger or Chevy would fucking get us on that one. Because I don't know if Chevy bought the rights to that or if they just bought it for like while they were using it.
Yeah, probably bought the rights for a
probably
little
some
while.
kind of some kind of advertisement agreement or whatever.
Advertising campaign, right? And then you move on to something else. You know, I doubt they bought the rights to use it infinitum. You know.
Yeah, I wouldn't think that most companies would even think about that. Like, you know, well, maybe 50 years from now we want to bring it back and do like a nostalgia thing. You know, I mean, maybe some people might be that forward thinking. I don't know. Trying to get caught up. See what you guys think about it. Have you guys watched any of the new Alien movies, like Prometheus, Romulus, all these the ones that have come out in the last few years? I'm so confused. I don't know what the timeline is. It's like they got like all new androids in here and shit. They're cool movies. They're fun. I'm trying to figure out what exactly the timeline is on this thing.
I'm trying to.
And I don't know if you've seen them yet, Rex. Have you watched any of the new Alien stuff?
Aliens, yes. Mm-hmm.
Like Prometheus and Romulus.
Most of it. Yeah, I went to see Prometheus at the
at the theater.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I haven't got to see any of them on a big screen. That would be fun.
This
I miss going to the movies, man, but
this is unfortunate. The New York City model. This guy made a model of like Manhattan, Twin Towers, and everything. In fact, in this shot that I'm getting ready to show you, it has the Twin Towers are still up. So I don't know when it was built. But the New York City model, this is kind of unfortunate that some guy spent years building by hand is now sitting in an empty local mall.
Really? Wow.
Nobody gets to see it really because it's just a closed up mall. He spent years building that thing.
Holy shit, dude. That's crazy.
No, big, Eric, I'm not ignoring everything. I'm just trying to plod through this thing, you know. And what do you want me to do? You can look at the film.
Eric.
Since when they took place. No, I'm not going to look up all the. No, minute. Look, I love people coming to chat.
Yeah, I know, Eric. I'm just, Omer, I know I can look up the timeline. I started watching with Romulus this morning, and I was trying to figure out where that one slots in because I think it's supposed to be kind of like a prequel of some sort.
No,
or something.
I get what you're. I get what you're saying, Shadowhawk, because I often have problems that too. You know, especially when they do like 6, 7 movies. It's like, okay, how do these all fit together? You almost have to look it up after a while.
And I haven't, I haven't been keeping up with the new ones. So now that like I got the Prime thing now because Amazon, whatever. So I've got a bunch of streaming services, and it's like, oh, okay, I'm gonna get caught up on these alien movies, and I have no fucking clue what's going on. I know there's some kind of conspiracy that David, the robot guy, was like, he's the one that started wanting to import aliens to Earth because they're supposed to be like the ultimate species or something.
Well,
I
like
don't even know.
Shadowhawk, they retroactively do these things, kind of like Prometheus is supposed to be before the original movie Aliens, and like Star Wars. Okay, the first three, and then you get the next three.
But yeah, but
That
they're
go
actually
back,
before the
and then
it's,
I New Hope was 4, and you knew the other 3 went back before, leading up to A New Hope.
right,
And then they
exactly.
pick up the number, huh?
I said exactly, and then they start with what was it? Because you had 4, 5, 6,
7. They keep.
So then 7, 8, 9 were the Disney trilogy, the one that came out
which
after.
gets confusing by that point, really. What order to watch them in. Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. It gets so dense if you're not paying attention. It's like, yeah, you kind of lost me after a while.
Star Wars is like, it's such a big sweeping story, and it's like the whole galaxy and all that kind of stuff. Whereas Alien is very much more a concentrated scenario where it's almost
Let me distill this down.
One-on-one man versus animal. It's not quite one-on-one, but
they don't tell it in linear fashion, because once
it's like
is out, really you should watch it before the original Alien movie.
Right. So it's kind of like Tarantino shit, where you're going back and forth.
Right. And that
all these time jumps.
Right. After a while,
well, see, and we have that problem in comic books sometimes too, where they're doing these, time jumps back and forth. That's something you're going to have to watch out for, Rex, because you've got time travel involved in your universe.
I am aware of that. Yeah. I think it will be pretty simple. I won't get it to where it's
well, I mean, from what I know, I think you've got a pretty good map going forward for quite a while, so you should be fine.
I think so too.
Carry. Oi, Saveloy.
I'm not to the point of confusion. That Uranus joke, no matter how many times, and diversity, variance never gets old. He tells the same Uranus joke, I think, just about every show. I don't know. Here you go, Flash. Thanks to Flash Gordon, we have Star Wars. Gil Kane cover on this one, and there is your lizard representation for today, Lorenzo. King Comics.
He'll kill every one of us.
Oh. He'll kill every one of us. Yeah. All he had to do was sit down and do nothing.
Yeah. He let Dale Arden do all the work.
All Quiet on the there were some public things going into public domain January 1st. All Quiet on the Western Front from 1930 is now in public domain. It's basically a silent film with a recorded soundtrack of music and sound effects. The international version of it is. So, All Quiet on the Western Front.
Taylor. Yes, Uranus is famous for their fudge, as a matter of fact. And Alien.
So, new way to smoke, I guess, vaping. Not new. Wood grain Sherlock here.
What? I have not seen these yet. Oh, Mr. Fancy Pants. Yeah, the cops will never suspect you of smoking fucking weed when you got a old-fashioned meerschaum pipe.
Right. Meerschaum. Never had a meerschaum pipe.
Only reason I even know that word is because of Sherlock Holmes.
Oh, was that in the
I've
writing?
never,
Okay.
never smoked a pipe. I mean, well, not a tobacco pipe. Be clear here.
The Ghost Who Walks, the Phantom, talking about some pulp goodness. The Ghost Who Walks celebrating 90 years of the Phantom.
Wow.
1936 to 2026. Lee Fox, the Phantom. In February of 1936, a young writer named Lee Falk ushered into newspapers across America a new kind of adventure hero, one that would go on to inspire generations of readers, influence the very ideal of what a costume superhero could be, and endured for 90 remarkable years. Very big in Australia, I might add. It's still being published down there.
Yeah.
That hero was the Phantom, known as contemporary as the Ghost Who Walks and the Man Who Cannot Die, a mysterious mass crime fighter whose legacy was almost mythical even from the outset. Fast forward to 2026 as the Phantom celebrates his 90th anniversary. It's worth taking a thoughtful journey through the milestone transformation creators cultural impact and timeless spirit of the comic strip, origins of Fox imagination to a juggle legend. The story of the Phantom begins with Lee Fox' creative and ambitious and in imagination. Falk, already the creator of another popular adventure strip, Mandrake the Magician, was tasked by King Features Syndicate with developing a new character in the mid 1930s after an early concept about King Arthur and his knights was rejected. Falk conceptualized a mysterious mass crime fighter operating in a jungle setting. Falk's creative influences were broad, myth and legends, pulp heroes like Tarzan and Zorro, and even literary giants such as Shakespeare and Rudyard Kipling. On his influences, Falk reflected that the Phantom came out of my childhood interest in great myths and legends and my reading of books like Tarzan and Robin Hood. This mythological bent would define the Phantom's tone and enduring quality, situating him rather, not stimulating him. Jump on that one, Homer. Jump on this. Stimulating him, situating him. Damn. Between pulp, that's that's almost like what's that Democrat's name? They kept Nancy Pelosi did it, and then who's over the Senate on the Democrat side? Schumer.
Oh, it was Schumer. Yeah.
Yeah, they kept saying erection instead of election. You can tell what's on their minds.
Well, Nancy Pelosi was just saying it because she's drunk all the time. She can't pronounce her fucking words. I up to an erection.
Erection, what I haven't seen in years. Yeah.
Fighting until the moment I pass out.
It's so tiny. It's so tiny. Situating him between pulp adventure and modern superheroes storytelling, a bridge from the old myths to the new age of comics. Sorry. On the 17th of February, 1936, the Phantom debuted as a daily newspaper strip with the story The Singe Brotherhood. Falk wrote the stories and is even believed to have illustrated the initial 2 weeks to set the visual tone before turning the art duties over to Ray Moore, a talented artist who would help establish the iconic look of the early Phantom. Within just a few years, the popularity of the character soared, and on the 28th of May, 1939, a Sunday color version of the strip was added to newspapers with the story
Mhm.
League of Lost Men, introducing a broader audience to the Phantom's world in vivid hues. What made the Phantom
Cool.
iconic? Early innovations and unique traits. In the crowded pages of 1930 comics, the Phantom stood out for a few bold and innovative choices that resonated far beyond the jungle backdrop. A legacy hero, not just a solo adventurer. Unlike many pulp heroes of the era, the Phantom was not a singularity. He was part of a lineage from the beginning. The story established the Phantom from the 21st century in a long line. I'm sorry, the Phantom was the 21st in a long line of crime fighters dating back to
Yes.
1536. This invention of a generational legacy gave the Phantom an almost mythical presence in the comic strips world, a figure who could not die, who returned again and again, a ghost walking among mortals. This framing device lent each story a sense of history and depth that transcended ordinary episodic adventure. Instead of simply fighting crime week after week, the Phantom was part of a continuum of justice, a concept daring for its time and one that influenced later comics and characters, kind of like the Silver Boa. I take that exactly from the
Mhm.
Phantom and some of my
Exactly.
other characters. Absolutely.
All right,
It's a
controversial take. Who likes Billy Zane's Phantom movie from back in the 90s?
the
I actually
movie
enjoyed it. I thought,
with
yeah,
Zane
I thought it
Grey.
was pretty
Yeah,
good.
it's okay.
Not Zane
Yeah.
Grey, Billy Zane.
Oh, Billy Zane. I'm sorry. Yeah, he
Zane
was
Grey.
in Tombstone. He was in Tombstone.
Mhm.
Notably, the
Yeah,
Phantom
I actually
predates.
thought it was pretty good.
Notably, the Phantom predates Superman by 2 years, making him among the earliest costume heroes in comic history. Today, superheroes in tight costumes and mysterious masks are conventional. But in 1930s, the Phantom's skin-tight purple outfit and mask with no visible pupils, kind of like Spider-Man, were groundbreaking
Mhm.
design elements. The costume established key visual language that would become commonplace in later comic heroes, including Batman and Superman. But it was the Phantom who first made them iconic. Falk explained that he
Groundbreaking.
wanted a costume that felt timeless and symbolic, not just functional. He drew inspiration from legends like Robin Hood and the classical sculpture, yeah, and classical sculpture, even thinking of Greek busts with their pupilless eyes as shaping the Phantom's eerie and commanding visual presence. A
Ah,
hero without
okay.
traditional superpowers. Unlike many superheroes who would follow, the Phantom had no innate superpowers. He relied on skill, intelligence, strength, determination, myth, and psychology present uh, presence against the enemies, kind of like Batman.
I was just gonna say, can anybody say Batman?
Yeah,
Um,
this grounded quality, a mortal man with extraordinary courage and reputation, gave the strip a realism and adventurous thrill uncommon at a time when pulp and superhero comics often rely on the fantastic. Um, you know, really, Superman, we've talked about this before, is too super powered, right? With Batman, there's an element of danger that he might be killed at any moment, blown up,
right.
shot,
Yeah.
stabbed. Yeah,
Yeah. I- it's been shown through history that Superman got so powerful at one point that he became so boring that DC made billions of dollars by killing him and recreating him and bringing him back weaker. I mean, obviously he was overpowered at that point where you have to fucking kill him and start from scratch.
absolutely. When you have a vulnerability, and that's why I'm saying with Nora Gray, it's a big decision to make her immortal eventually. You know, with that character, not right off the bat. She starts off as mortal, and we'll have,
Right. Okay.
you know, we'll have many episodes, many stories told with
I've
her,
got
but
my
eventually,
ideas about that, but
okay. Well, we talked about the vampire slant.
right. And you said
Yeah.
no on that one, so I'm
Well,
now I'm kind of, I'm rethinking where we're going here, but it's okay.
brainstorm. Yeah, absolutely. Keep thinking about it. Yeah, I just dropped these little things.
I,
Maybe
I just don't know what I can say and what I can't say when we're live, Rex, because a lot of the stuff we talk about is behind the scenes. You know what I mean? So I don't want to give away plot points that we haven't like talked about on the air.
right.
So it's like,
Yeah, and like I say, the Vampire Saga is going to be like a sub story that's
mhm.
developing
But I
throughout
like that story.
eventually.
I like that story quite a bit. Actually, I don't know
Yes.
if I told you that before, but that's one of the little sideline plots that you've done that I like. I really like that one. I think it's got a lot of potential.
Yes. And yeah, it's pretty lush.
Yes,
It's
says
delicious.
Carrie would say.
Right, Carrie?
Yes,
The
it's
Phantom is accompanied by two loyal animal companions. Devil, his mountain wolf, and Hero, his powerful white stallion. Devil is a fierce,
uh-huh.
highly intelligent predator who was found as a pup and raised by the Phantom. He acts as both a protector and a tracker, often displaying as a
He's
near
found as a
telepathic
pulp.
bond between his master. Hero, the Phantom's primary mode of transport. I'm sorry. Trying to
Yeah.
through the dense jungles of Bangala is an equally courageous and dependable steed who remains calm in the face of danger. Together, these two animals form an essential extension of the Phantom's legacy persona, aiding him in his crusade against piracy and injustice while embodying the spirit of the wild.
Injustice.
As the world was thrust into World War II, the Phantom was more than just a comic strip. Lee Falk himself joined the Office of War Information, where he was chief of the Radio Foreign Language Division. Meanwhile, Ray Moore also served in the war effort, and the strip was passed on to Wilson McCoy, who continued the strip throughout the war and afterward. King Features Syndicate also aided in raising funds for the U.S. government following the Japanese attack on Pearl Harbor on the 7th of December 1941, as did so many publishers at the time. The United States entered World War II, and the already established defense bonds were renamed war bonds. More than 80 million Americans purchased war bonds, channeling over 180 billion in revenue into the government war efforts.
Wow.
So we the people gave more than 180 billion to fight Nazism. We the people did that. Yes.
There you go.
80 million
Props.
Americans. Now
Props
you'd be
to
lucky
us,
to get a
people.
dime out of anybody.
Hell, now they probably fucking be supporting Hitler.
And I don't know if this is like current money or if that was actually 180 billion back then in that currency, which because you could get a donut, you could get, all right, here's old speak. You could get for a nickel, you could get a cup of coffee and a sinker, which is a donut.
Mm-hmm.
A cup of coffee and a donut for a nickel back then.
Yeah.
Money stretched a lot further than what it does today. Anyway, publishing mainly through April and May 1942, we find advertisements in various newspapers across the United States featuring both comic strip characters created by Lee Falk, the Phantom, and Mandrake the Magician. These advertisements directly sent a message to readers to assist in the war efforts by publishing war bonds. According to anecdotal. Anyway,
Anecdotal.
accounts. Say it again.
Anecdotal.
Anecdotal.
Yeah.
That kind of sounds like dodo. It should go extinct.
It just means comments that were common at the time.
Right. The Phantom became more than entertainment. The comic strips became a symbol of morale and resistance. Stories suggest that the Phantom strip was even smuggled into Nazi-occupied Norway, where it was translated and used as a resistance password and symbol of defiance against oppression. The ideal of a comic strip could serve as a secret language sign of hope amid global conflict is a testament to its worldwide impact during the era. After the war, the Phantom continued to evolve through the contributions of different artists, writers. When Wilson McCoy passed away unexpectedly in 1961, a transitional period saw several artists fill in, including Carmen Infantino and Bill Legnet, until Cy Berry became the influential artist in the 1960s. Under Berry's tenure, the strip gained a more modern look and increased international reach. Additionally, a generation of Phantom comic strip readers grew up solely seeing the art of Cy Berry in their daily newspapers. Berry's impact was huge, spanning over 3 decades, and he and Falk worked together to modernize the storylines and setting without losing the mythical core of the character. After Berry's retirement in 1994, other artists like George Oleson, Keith Williams, and Fred Fredericks often carried forward the visual storytelling. Even after Falk's death in 1999, the Phantom continued with writers like Tony DePaul and artists such as Mike Manley and Jeff Wingell, Sunday editions, ensuing the strip's ongoing presence in newspapers and online formats. Both the daily and Sunday Phantom comic strips can be read daily on the Comics Kingdom website.
Night, Eric.
The digital comic strip site owned by King features Syndicate with the Phantom page found here. Okay. And there's more to this, but I will just put the link in the chat. There we go.
And Carrie, I will send her a message, but I'm sure Phantom knows already that Chris Cornell got inducted into the Hall of Fame. I bet she was probably losing her mind.
I bet she does.
Yeah, that's her favorite singer, I think, ever. Yeah.
Yeah.
She had a thing for Chris Cornell.
But yeah, the Phantom hitting 90 years old. Yeah.
That's cool. I don't know, Rex. I think it's just you and me and Carrie. Nobody else seems to be commenting.
Well, I mean, we have more watching. I can see the thing.
No, I can't see it right now. My God.
Did you know drinking turmeric and cinnamon tea is effective at reducing mucus inflammation and improves immunity?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Do you do the turmeric and cinnamon for your inflammation?
Yeah. I have different supplements that have it in there. But for that to actually like make a huge difference on like a condition like I've got, where your knee is fucking pretty much gone, you would have to eat like probably fucking 400 or 500 pounds of it a day.
Yeah.
So,
I get that. Yeah.
yeah, it's great if you're young and you're starting off and you're developing a lifestyle. Put that into your diet and keep it in there. But yeah, once you're like, in your 50s and 60s, adding a little bit of turmeric and whatever is not gonna fucking dramatically change your
I
joints
get it.
or
When you
anything.
got bone against bone and bone against nerve. Yeah.
Mm, it is what
Just
it is, man.
I like this little diagram, from Wonder Woman where she put her sword in that very nice, elegant dress. She would almost have to hold the sword between her buttocks, right?
Okay, yeah, I guess so.
I
Oh,
mean, I
man,
suppose it could be over
you
her cheeks.
have to be very careful how you walk.
Yeah, I would think it's
Cut your own
probably
booty up.
over the buttocks and maybe has a breakaway line holding it up. Of course, you can see it's kind of on the dress there, but that's going to be heavy on the dress in the back.
Yeah,
Yeah, it
I mean,
might
it's
even
an
rip it off
interesting
her body.
idea. I
Yeah,
don't know how well you'd be able to pull that off, but
that's how
interesting.
crazy movies can get.
Hmm.
You need to think that through, right?
Yeah, it was a little. Was that supposed to be Red Sonja? What was that from?
Wonder Woman.
Oh, that was wonderful.
Hmm.
Yeah. Okay, sure. Well, maybe because she's got the buns of like she's almost as impervious as Superman, so she could stick a sword in her ass and it wouldn't cut her. You know, she just had to make room for it. Oh,
Do you remember Robbie Knievel, Evil
hmm.
Knievel's son, jumping the Grand Canyon in 1999?
Yeah,
You do? Okay, let's take a look at it again. How about that?
sure.
All right. Because that was an accomplishment. Now it's not,
It was the skinniest part of the Grand
it's the
Canyon. I mean,
skinniest
you gotta,
part, yes. But
yeah,
still, let's take a look. Evil
yeah,
Knievel's
it's
son.
still pretty cool. I mean,
Yeah, absolutely. Can you believe he followed in his dad's footsteps on this crap?
I, I mean, why not? I guess if you don't know anything else, he grew up watching his dad do that shit. I don't know.
Well, they say that Evil Knievel broke every bone in his body. So I guess having Robbie, he probably broke his peen bone as well. Might as well break that too.
I think Robbie was pretty close, man, with the amount of broken bones he had too.
Camera on his helmet. Sounds like a little motorbike.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure that was over 100 feet.
And he's gonna fucking land it and jump it.
He's hit the gap. He makes it.
But now he's fucking wiped out.
No, he did that on purpose because there's hay bales. It was the end of the line.
I know. Okay, I know he did that on purpose, Rex. That was.
Oh, I
But
was joking.
the people in the audience were going, "Oh my god, he made it!" And then, "Oh, well, he's losing control. Oh, he dumped it. Oh, is he gonna live?" It's the drama, Rex. Building the drama.
Sure. Why not? Turmeric should be taken with black pepper to increase absorbing. Wow, I did not know that.
Yep.
I'll put more black pepper in my meatloaf.
Yeah, black pepper is good for like all your vitamin absorption and stuff like that. I pepper the shit out of all my food. I love black pepper.
Well, I'll probably make a meatloaf. I don't know. I've got some taco meat.
Tragically,
I have some.
you're gonna make a meatloaf.
I don't know if I'm gonna. Well, I'm out of eggs. I've been feeding those to Abby. I have some eggs that I bought at a place called Chicken City, and they've got like this. They buy wholesale from like Tyson and other places, right? And it's really the same thing as like KFC nuggets, and they'll say these are like KFC nuggets. These are like McDonald's nuggets, Burger King nuggets, things like that. They have like breaded. They have a big bag now. It's maybe a couple pounds. Maybe a pound. I'm not sure of like breaded to fry up green beans. But I can't
Oh,
justify paying $15 for cheap green beans that have an outer coating. It's just too expensive
bro,
for
you can buy
freaking green beans.
buy a pound of green beans and a box of fucking pancake mix and do your own for like what, like 30 cents a serving or something, dude? Come
Absolutely.
on.
Yeah. I refuse to pay that price, but it would be interesting, not to have to
If they're even
bread
any
my own
good,
and all
because you
that.
don't even know if that breading's gonna be any good, bro. That's the thing, right? You don't know until
Yeah.
you try it.
Well, I mean, they're
Their
just
breading might
expensive
suck.
on all their stuff. I go in there and I buy like the stuff that they mark down, that they're trying to get
Mhm.
shed of. And I won't even buy all that because I've tried some of the chicken with the breading and it's not very good. But now I can tell that breading from this breading from that breading. I can tell what I don't want, which is the really
Mhm.
no color breading, which is just like ugh, tasteless.
Oh yeah, that shit's terrible.
Yeah. U.S. military is testing new weapons that are
Yeah.
undetectable and are more lethal than some of the current weapons. Um,
Okay.
Let me show you some actual
I
footage.
know we
Either
got a
that
bunch
or
of cool new weapon technology that's come out the last few years, but I don't know what the military has adopted.
well, this almost looks like a rail gun or a cross section of a cable.
Hmm. Well, that's what I was just getting ready to say. Those electromagnetic, where they just fire like uh, slugs,
Metal
like the little fucking
blanks.
knockouts from like the little knockouts from electrical boxes. Fucking they're about a half inch around. You fucking fire those babies at like fucking 1,200 feet per second, and they act just like bullets. Insane.
Navy testing off the Pacific coast and in the heart of Nevada desert. Let's take a look. This looks like a cross section of a big cable to me.
Mhm. That looks like some kind of big magnetic rail gun.
Oh,
Oh, look at that! Fuck yeah, dude, that's a plasma burst. Holy shit!
well, derelict ship there. Going to blow that ship up. Oh, that's unfortunate.
Ooh, that's gonna leave a mark.
I wouldn't want to stand near this thing. It might kill
I wouldn't
your.
want to be anywhere near behind it. That's for sure. So full. I think it's a plasma cannon.
Oh, yeah.
That's what it looks like to me, just from the design and what's coming out of it. Yeah, it looks like a plasma cannon. That's insane. We're fucking going into Star Wars, people.
Yeah. This is that's.
Gonna have
This is. Can you
laser
imagine if that
battles,
kept going and like
lightsabers.
blew up California? If that just kept going across the line and blew up like San Diego or something?
If they
Wow.
hit Newsom, it would. Oh, I mean, no,
Well,
we wouldn't
sure.
want that
Hey,
thing.
that's yeah, in
Oh,
Minecraft. Yeah.
yeah.
Whoa. Hey, I'm for that.
I
Anyway.
didn't say that out loud, did I? Oh,
Oh,
damn.
that's unfortunate. Yeah. Um, Now,
Whoops.
was that real or was that AI?
Oh, well, that's a whole nother question, isn't it?
Huh?
Is it? I mean, did the government make that out of AI and put it out there just to deter other fucking nations from fucking with us? That's a good question. Just saying, it's a
Because
possibility.
because I mean, look, you got men
It's a
walking
possibility.
underneath this thing with it ready to fire. You see what I'm
I,
saying?
dude, there are men walking around all them big guns on fucking battleships all the time
Yeah,
while
but
they're
what's
firing.
it? Look at the proximity of some of these people with all this stuff for a sense of
I,
scale.
I'm, I'm just saying,
Look. I mean, can you see the guys walking
dude, it looked
even
like
on
one
top
of
of
them
us?
guys got knocked down by the fucking blast. Look at the guy in the yellow coat. When that thing goes off, it looks like he gets knocked the fuck over.
Oh yeah, it does, doesn't it? Wow.
Shit, dude. Wrong place, wrong time, buddy.
And was there a target there, or was that just hitting the surface of the water? Now there was a battleship.
Yeah, I'm not sure on that first shot. There must have been something there for it to hit, unless it just, I mean, it might have just hit the surface of the water. I don't know.
See, I don't
Helder
know.
says there's a video of a real plasma cannon, Rex, if you want to try to pull that up.
I can't.
Oh, all right. Sorry about that. Sorry,
Somebody
Helder.
would have to put it in a private chat,
Yeah,
and you can't do
it
that. So
looks like, I mean, I've seen some homemade plasma cannons that people make out of like 2-liter bottles and shit, Rex.
right,
It's fucking insane what you can
but
do
it's
with a lot
not
of this
really
stuff. I mean,
plasma, is it? Or no. We showed that plasma cannon that guy made out of plastic,
yeah,
big
like
5-gallon.
two,
Yeah,
yeah, 5-gallon
yeah.
jugs and duct tape and
Uh-huh.
fucking some electrical wire. Yeah, it's supercharged gases. Basically, you're igniting. Um, yeah, I guess I don't know, hydrogen, whatever. You super concentrate it and ignite it on its way out the barrel, and but yeah, this shit's crazy, dude. With fucking weapons technology these days, it's getting insane. They've even got those sound cannon things that can just hit you with super low frequency sound waves and shit and fuck you all up.
I know it is. A lot of it's with frequency, and that's what they're talking about. Uh, hitting. Of course, remember our part of the government employees hit by some kind of wave, nausea, nosebleeds, ear bleeds, the headaches, people passing out down
Mm-hmm.
Florida, and then
Yeah, yeah.
overseas too. We had,
Yeah, they were
and
saying they think we were being like experimented on by like the Chinese or something. They were like hitting fishing boats and different things.
right. And and they were talking about that was one reason the jab too, you know.
Mm-hmm.
They just hit you with a frequency, and all of a sudden it causes a reaction with what they put into you to crystallize and cut arteries and whatnot. And it looks like you have a stroke. I don't know. I mean, I could see
Oh,
that.
okay. Helder says the plasma cannon in that video
Mhm.
uses a whole capacity bank to power it. It doesn't do a lot of physical damage, but it will fry any electronics near or in the target. So it's more of a make your enemy helpless kind of thing, I guess, than inflicting damage on them, you know?
And if you're hit with something like that, it's going to be a morale buzzkill, right?
Yeah, I mean, and there is an actual fireball there, so there's gonna be some damage from that. I mean, you know, especially for anybody standing there on the deck. It's, I mean, I believe that thing is like pretty hot.
You remember the Disney movie? Loved this when I was growing up. It came out in 1961, 101 Dalmatians. But now they re-showed that on Saturday Matin. I mean, years later, they had re-releases of it in the theaters for kids, right? I mean, I went to the theater to see 101 Dalmatians.
Well, yeah, and then they made a live action one. They did all kind of
right.
stupid shit.
The original, though, came out in 1961, but I remember seeing it when I was very young, probably in the late 60s
Mhm.
on a re-release, maybe early 70s. It marked a turning point for Disney animation after the expense of Sleeping Beauty. The studio used Xerox technology to transfer animator pencils directly onto the cells. That's why the film has a looser, sketch-like look.
Yeah. Okay.
Now we know.
Interesting.
Yes. Interesting.
Hell,
You know
Chelsea
what
had
this
Sidekick.
was.
Chelsea Sidekick 3? Well, okay.
Oh,
I guess
look.
Chelsea Sidekick has become the multiple man. It says Trusty Sidekick 3, so he has become the multiple man. Hail.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate that. In June 2023, a video surfaced online showing a pair of hands trembling while holding a single playing card. The person behind the camera was Brooke Tafton, a retail worker from Toronto who had just opened a pack of Magic the Gathering cards. He found the one of one serialized the One Ring, a unique card from the Lord of the Rings set, printed in the Black Speech of Sauron. It was the only copy in existence. Let me show you the card. Yeah, it was one of one. It was one of one.
So it's original artwork, basically?
Here's the video. You can see the made up language. Only one to exist. That was the video.
It doesn't even look like there's like no holograms, there's nothing special on there. You know what I mean? To like draw your attention to it. But most of the card games now, they have some kind of enhancements on them or something with the special ones.
Sure. But 2 months later, Tafton met rapper Post Malone backstage at a concert and sold him the card for $2 million.
Nice. And then Post Malone died a couple of years later. So I wonder where that card is.
Wound up with the car then. With the car.
Yeah, so I just saying. I wonder where that is now. I don't know if he had any kids or a wife or anything like that. I don't think he was married. That dude was fucking crazy.
Wasn't that card part of the Lord of the Rings card series with the black version? Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, apparently. I know nothing about Magic the Gathering.
I don't either, except the popularity of it. In 1913, corn is 100% farm owned. 2013, corn is 95% corporation owned, 90% GMO. Welcome to your bright biotech future. Yeah.
Soil Green.
You know, that type of stuff scares me, that we can't even trust our food or drink.
No, of course not.
You know?
Yeah, that is very scary, Rex. That's why, I'm hoping that RFK can actually get us back to European standards, or at least we have that in the United States. We don't have all these fucking goddamn chemicals going into our food anymore.
8-time Mr. Olympia Ronnie Coleman left unable to walk after years of extreme lifting and multiple failed back surgeries, highlighting the physical toll of extreme bodybuilding.
Oh, is that black dude?
Yes,
And-
sir.
and it's the guy-
8-time,
Yeah, dude, he was a monster. He
8-time
built
Mr.
like a
Olympia.
fucking superhero.
Yeah.
That dude looked like, he looked like an Andy Smith character. Look at that motherfucker.
He's hyper muscled. Yeah.
His muscles have muscles. God dang insane. Look at
Now
that
look
shit.
at him. Now look at him.
Dude, yeah, now he can't hardly walk. He's like, he's doing the same thing I am. What up, Dave? Thanks, bro.
He's got to have a physical handler.
I
And
appreciate it, bro.
He's lost all that muscle mass too. That's sad. From this to that. It takes its toll. And you don't get that size without steroids, do you? Did I lose my co-host? No, he went silent on me. What do you think? Steroids? No steroids?
No, I'm still here, bro. I've got a guess at the moment. Sorry.
Don't you think steroids on that?
Oh yeah, dude. If that's all natural, I mean that's insane. And plus, steroids were rampant back in the day. All those guys were using them. But yeah, that dude was a monster. I remember for years he was on that Mr. Olympia and Mr. Universe circuit. Man, he was always in.
8-time Mr. Olympian. I've not seen these movies, but Christian Bale pushed the human body limits from The Mechanist, where he looks like a cadaver, and then played Batman a year later.
Mm-hmm.
So you mentioned that yesterday, I think, about how they can gain weight, lose weight for a role.
But yeah, that was crazy the way he lost weight for that fucking role. That was nuts. But
Yeah, sure.
he's one of those old school method actor guys, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or so.
Well, Brandon Fraser is too. He gained weight for The Whale and won an Oscar.
Oh
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Dude, they're talking about bringing him back in a new Mummy movie.
Yeah. Yep. Here
Which
is artist.
I'm actually all for. I like those first Mummy movies. The him and what's her name? I forget what the girl's name was, but she was really cute and good in there. They had good chemistry.
Yeah. Yeah. Brandon Fraser's career is not over by any means. I don't think he'll be remembered as one of the greatest actors of all time, but it was nice that he did a
but he'll
more
be one of those
serious.
guys that. Yeah, but I mean, 90% of the stuff he's been in has been enjoyable. It may not be great, but it's not terrible. It don't suck, Like George of the Jungle,
Sure.
those the one where
Encino Man.
yeah, Pauly Shore dug him up in the backyard. He was the caveman, whatever.
Yeah. Oh, Iceman? Was it
what-
Iceman? No, it wasn't Iceman.
No, Iceman was it was Encino Man. You're right.
Pauly Shore. That's a name I haven't heard in a while.
Yeah, he's still kicking around out
But
there.
yeah,
somewhere.
most of Brandon Fraser's movies are entertaining for the moment.
Yeah,
they're
they
goofy.
may not be spectacular, but
yeah.
Rachel
Well, it was
Weisz,
nice.
Yeah,
it was
she
nice that he got a chance to do a serious row, he gained a bunch of weight to do that row. And plus they had prosthetics to make him even look larger than he was, like increase his neck size and stuff like that.
Mhm.
So there was makeup involved as well, but he gained a lot of weight for that role. And even when he accepted his Oscar, you could tell he was a little bit over his normal weight. I think he's a tall guy. I think he's fairly tall, about 6'2" or at least, you know.
Yeah, I think
Maybe more.
he's at least 6 foot. So
Yeah,
I mean,
6'4".
yeah, I think
Wow. Okay.
but I think he had kind of a hard time losing the weight after that, and then he was having, I think it was problems with alcohol and shit for a while there.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, your career takes a dive for whatever reason, or you're not getting the right, or maybe you're just living the party life, you know, of Hollywood.
Right? Yeah, maybe you decide to fucking get lazy, and you're like, man, I've been working out for the last 20 fucking years just to, so I can get rolled. So I'm gonna take a year off. And then, next thing you know, it's like, oh shit, it's gonna be hard to get back in shape.
Well, it's like you said on YouTube, if you're gone 2 weeks, people forget about you. Hey, Peter.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, we got Peter DeLuca
Peter.
in the house. It's always great to see you, Peter.
What's up, Pete?
This is artist Dejana Nezik. Okay, Nezic. Dejana Nezik.
Nezik.
She was born without arms. She is now a famous painter.
Wow.
Yeah, what's your
Well, tell me, what does she use, her feet?
Yes, sir.
I'll smile.
Oh, that's a cool picture, though. Oh, what a puppy.
Yeah. Doberman.
Mm-hmm.
Very colorful.
Beans.
Oh, okay. She's got a little arm there. She does have a little arm. Uh-huh.
Take my
See the little arm there on one side?
Oh,
that's how she's holding that up. Yeah.
I'd rather she didn't have a little arm.
Yeah. Well, I mean, life would be hard indeed without the little arm. I'm just saying.
I'm just saying, just aesthetically, she's better off with no arms than that little one.
Yeah. Yeah, the aesthetics would have been better, right? I'm sorry. I didn't mean to freak you out there. You're the horror buff, the horror movie guy.
Yeah, now when it comes to my women, I would rather have her look like a Greek statue with no arms than take my little arm.
Now, we talked about woolly mammoths earlier, their tusk, and showed that brilliant one found in Alaska. Woolly mammoth, 30% body fat, 6 tons of walking nutrition. Huh? Okay. A woolly mammoth, 30% body fat, 60 tons of walking nutrition. One successful hunt back in the day provided 300,000 plus calories from fat alone. 100 kilograms of bone marrow, that's 80% fat, because you could eat the marrow out of the bone, and I'm sure they did. Enough food to sustain 20 people for several weeks. Fat stores that could be preserved in permafrost for months are made into pemmican. Temperatures that
that's a lot of food on the hoof there, boy.
Absolutely. And the Ice Age without Scrat and his acorn, temperatures would freeze modern humans solid. Predators that had been evolving alongside them for millennia, they survived it all. What they didn't survive, human spears from 12,000 years ago, about 10,000 BC. There was a movie called 10,000 BC, extinct from Europe and Asia. isolated population survived until 4,000 years ago, they say. On Wrangel Island, humans arrived, gone within centuries. We hunted the fattest animal on Earth to extinction because we understood that 30% body fat isn't excessive. It was optimum fuel. Your nutritionist tells you to eat lean protein and avoid saturated fat. Your ancestors looked at a 6-ton fat reserve on legs and said, that's dinner for a month.
Oh yeah. Yeah, all that's all good fat. That's not like processed fucking
One of
crap.
these strategies built the
Hey,
human
Doc, wait
brain.
up.
The other builds chronic disease. I agree with that.
Mm-hmm.
Oi, Doc. I'll drop the link in the chat if you want to come in. Always love to hear from
Perfect timing, Doc,
my
because I'm
fellow
getting ready to check
contemporary.
out here in a
Oh,
moment.
don't. No.
Oh.
Where should I send the flowers? Oh, I'm sorry. You meant
Not permanently check out. Yeah.
Oh, okay. All
At
right.
least
Well,
I don't think so. I don't have any plans.
hope not. Yeah.
As far as I know, I'll be here tomorrow. I hope.
Yeah.
It's
Oi, Doc.
kind of out of my hands. God willing.
matey.
Hail, Doc.
I was just conferring with my most recent client, Mr. Maduro, and I asked him, I said, everything all right? He said, no, senor. I got snatched out of my country last night.
You got snatched by what?
Got snatched out of my country.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
That's not the same Maduro, I don't think so.
Now,
Maduro just sounds like a chip dip.
He was met aboard the USS Iwo Jima by Manuel Noriega, who said, relax, S.A., it'll be all right.
You know, Doc, we spent $42 million to snatch Noriega, and he's in a prison 10 levels down underneath the federal courthouse in Florida. He ain't never getting out.
Well, I mean,
they're just taking us to Cuba. It'll be fine.
I know this because this ministry came to my church, and what that ministry does, and this was sort of like go around to church for donations. It was kind of a ministry in Miami, Oklahoma, I believe. And I've been to Miami. It's an old mining town of like nickel and tin. Catacombs all underneath that little town. Sometimes sinkholes because of the old mines that's underneath all that stuff. They've got just the removed rubble just in these giant heaps there. Anyway, they make portable baptistries and communion tables. You know, when you put a top on it, it can double as a communion table.
right.
And they cost about $2,000, or they did years ago in the early 90s. They cost about $2,000. But they had used one of those for Noriega's baptism, which is a wild story because separation of church and state, you know, those people that say separation between church and state. Well, they rode one of those portable baptistries into that federal courthouse that he's underneath, because there's a prison underneath that federal courthouse, right? Underground, high security for our high security prisoners like Noriega that we spent $42 million to go Bush, to get. And he was brought up those 10 levels, baptized in shackles, baptized under guard, and went down to his cell again after that. That's how I know that. So, we paid a lot of money to get Noriega, and hopefully, what are the casualties? Do we know, Doc, about the Venezuelan campaign?
No Americans were harmed.
Awesome.
And that's all that's important.
Here is a rare, I know you're a fan of George Perez like I am. Here is a rare 9x12, I think, Bristol, probably convention type schedule, sketch that probably you'd never seen of Silver
Very
Surfer.
cool.
Pretty neat.
Very cool.
We'll make that a cover one day. You know, that's something that I've seen when going to my local comic book shop. I've seen more George Perez covers that of things that are like, you know, a single vision. I bought a Avengers cover with Vision phasing through something, or something that was never meant to be a cover, but was made into a cover by Marvel after his death. And same thing with John Romita Sr. They're making, so they know what sells, Doc. And they're reprinting all these things in like nice full. They're even doing the treasuries with full covers now. They know the old stuff sells, the new stuff not so much.
Correct.
Yeah.
There's a reason for that.
Would you like to enlighten us?
Yeah, the old stuff was talent. The old stuff came from an era when the people crafting the stories gave a shit about the stories and the characters and the fans.
Yeah. And they knew what fans they were really playing for.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah,
I hate that Shadowhawk had to bounce out of here. That's I feel like I replaced him or ran him off. That was not my intention.
well, no, he said going in, you know, he didn't know how long he'd be able to stay, you know, and I was fortunate to get about, you know, the whole show out of him today. So
You did.
He says, have a great night, everyone. Thanks, Doc. You know, and then Mr. Rex bores him to tears anyway. So what can I say?
Rex.
I got to do something different in 2026. I'm desperate.
What do you?
I can't even keep my co-host.
What
attention.
desperation? What is the desperation?
I can't even keep my co-host for 2 hours.
Well, you just
I gotta
keep
have
it
somebody
going.
come
You
in
can
and
then be
pass
then
the baton.
No, and then you just got to be entertaining, Rex.
Damn,
you know.
every day. Oh my God.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'll get that class going for you soon so that you're better equipped.
Doc. Okay. Is there an artist, while I have you here, Doc, is there an artist that you would like me to feature on Feature Friday?
I don't know what that means.
Feature Friday. I've been doing Feature Friday for a while now, which features the artwork of an artist, and then we kind of talk about it.
Okay, yes, there is one. The most underrated artist of the 90s, Mr. Steve Epting.
Oh, okay. I'm putting his name down. I think you're right. Yeah. Spell his last name so that I get it correct.
Epting. Epting. Steve Epting.
Yeah. I'm aware of his stuff, and we've shown on here for you some of his stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
You were
we didn't
talking
do a
about
deep
him.
dive, but yeah.
Yeah, I'll do a deep dive on him sometime here. Yeah, I've been looking for, a different artist and whatnot, and been putting some down. This Friday, we're going to do, we were supposed to do it this last Friday, but it didn't work out. So this next Friday, we're going to do George Perez was the last artist we did of 2025. This is Garcia Lopez will be Jose Luis Garcia Lopez will be the artist that we do next Friday.
Have you done Mike Grell yet?
I have not done Mike Grell, and I don't have his name down. So let me put Mike Grell. Yeah. I've met Mike Grell before. Yeah.
I didn't get to meet him. I shook his hand, but I didn't even get to exchange pleasantries with him. It was
Oh, okay. That's not a
busy.
meeting. Oh, okay. Well,
He
you
was-
know,
He were busy.
we were busy. Yeah. Yeah. Ryan James in the house. Hey, Ryan.
What's up? Ryan?
He's working on something. And I haven't shown the little sketch of it or whatever. We'll wait till he gets a little bit further along with it. I'll give you a call tonight, Ryan, and we'll, or message you or something, you know. I think I've got Ryan's number in my phone. You will, you know, I was talking about Sabrina and what I was doing about Feature Fridays. And she was like, well, you could do independent artists. And you know what? Name just meeting you the other night. She said, Doc Blaylock. Do a feature on Doc Blaylock on Fridays. And I said, I don't think enough of his work is out there to show people for a whole show. But
Well, depends on what you mean by work.
She wanted to see more of your work.
I mean, I do have dozens of paintings and 2
Oh,
comic
well,
books.
yeah. If you
novels.
sent all that stuff to me, yeah, I could show that. And we've shown a lot of your paintings on here before.
But
And the other day I showed some of my paintings.
Yeah, having said that, no, that's not something I want to do. I'm not worthy of being spotlighted.
Yeah, but I would take the compliment. She thought you should feature Doc's work. I thought that was pretty cool.
Yes, indeed.
That she mentioned you out of all the artists that she knew. She's wanting the artist of Fables and the writer of Fables. And I said, I've got him on my list. I'm trying to think of his name. He did the Elementals back in the day. Anyway, I've listened to the whole show. Okay. Go ahead, Doc.
Drawing a blank as well.
Yeah. During our draw stream, I was really surprised you came back with all that sophomoric high school antics going on New Year's.
I almost didn't.
Yeah. That wasn't the night you fell asleep, was it? No, I think you just bowed out. I think that was the time before you came in and you fell asleep.
Yeah.
But you didn't snore. Not, and I don't think you were muted, but I can't remember.
The sound of my head bouncing off my desk should have alerted everyone.
Doc, earlier, I featured this tusk that was found. Now, I've talked about this before. I just want you to see it. This tusk, this mammoth ivory tusk, which you can own legally. Mammoth tusks are up for grabs to private citizens, to anyone in the world. Ivory's been made illegal, but not mammoth tusk. It's kind of grandfathered in, right? So check out this one-of-a-kind tusk that was found up in Alaska.
And that's a velociraptor toenail.
Oh, okay. So I had that wrong. Okay.
Just a really big velociraptor. No, that's awesome. That's very cool looking.
Yeah. I was saying if I were a billionaire or, say 100 million, I would definitely buy that as a conversation piece and decorative piece to put in my house.
Hang a rubber chicken from it.
But I would probably reach the pearly gates and God would go, what were you thinking? You spend that much money on one thing? You know how many, kind of like Schindler's List, you know how many people you could have helped with that money? How many meals you could have bought or clothes you could have bought for people that needed them, I don't know. I don't know if, it's ethically right. I suppose it is. I mean, it's not a sin, if you're giving God his due, I do believe we're supposed to be good stewards of what we're given, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
Now, if you spent an equivalent amount of money on a Jackson Pollock, then you'd have to answer to God.
Oh, ooh, just had to get that little dig in there, didn't you? Yeah. Well, Doc Blaylock, the artist that time forgot. Not because your artwork is bad. It's just like,
We'll see
yeah, your
about that.
concept of real art stopped at impressionism. Do you even
No.
go neo-impressionism
You mean post-impressionism?
or post? Yeah, it's been called post or neo. Yeah.
The post-impressionists, Toulouse-Lautrec, Cezanne, Van Gogh. Yes, I like those guys.
Okay. Or yeah. Yeah, I saw a Gauguin retrospective in 1989 up in Chicago. And his later Tunisian, can I say that?
Tahitian.
Tahitian. Yeah.
Yeah.
Paintings. They had a couple large ones that he did, and he couldn't get canvas from, France or other places at that time. So he had to use sailboat canvas.
Yes,
And the
absolutely.
weave was big on that. It almost looks like textile.
Yeah.
The little squares.
Yeah.
It's so big. Yeah.
I mean, by that point in his life, Gauguin was laying on a beach drinking rum and looking at naked women all day. That was his whole life.
Yeah, and against the church. Church was against him. He was so anti, thought he was a heathen.
He became very antisocial.
Yeah.
Very much a hermit.
He worked on he actually worked on the Panama Canal. I think he might have even got malaria while he was down there.
I had not heard that part.
Yeah, he actually dug out part of the canal.
That
worked down there.
That was before he went to Tahiti, wasn't it?
He made a couple of trips that way. He made a couple. He was a former stockbroker turned artist. He had a very large family, but he kind of forsook them in a way.
Mhm.
I mean, he sent them money and stuff, but there was times of poverty where he could barely support himself. But he kind of abandoned his family for his art and his life in art. He got in. He kind of got drunk, I guess. He was kind of crass, to some people, and he got in a fight with some sailors, and his leg was broke when he kind of stepped in the rungs of a ladder while being in the fight and broke his leg, and it never quite healed properly. He died in 1903. And his leg always, from that break, always kind of gave him complications later in life.
Yeah, they said there goes Gauguin of the gimpy leg.
The gimpy leg,
Gauguin.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Gimpy Gauguin.
Yeah, and then of course there is that whole thing with Van Gogh.
Yeah,
where he
went to where's the rum gone?
Yeah. Lust for Life, one of my favorite movies, with Kirk Douglas in it.
Yep. Kirk Douglas was just a terrible choice.
The thing about Gauguin, though, was looking at his artwork, there were a lot of subliminal imagery hidden within that you can't. I've not seen in the reproductions in art books. You have to see it in person up close to catch it, like a face in a bush. There's a very famous portrait of somebody, and there's a bush there, and there's a face in the bush. You can see that up close, but when in an art book, you really can't. Very subtle, subliminal
There's
stuff.
a
Put it
world of difference, and you know this, Rex. But for the chat who may never have taken advantage of the opportunity, there's a world of difference between seeing some of these famous paintings online or in a book and seeing them in person.
Absolutely. You will never really, there's a famous later Gauguin piece where he's standing in front of the place he used to live behind the fence. behind the little picket fence, I suppose, with his cane. I think he's holding, it's like a rare full body shot, owned by the Arm and Hammer collection. Arm and
Right.
Hammer, went to Russia and was brokered deals with Russia during the Cold War and stuff, and actually, owns a pretty substantial, huge art collection of Rodin originals, The Thinker. Of course, he made different versions of those. That unfinished portrait of George Washington, I got to see that in person. And Van Gogh and other artists.
Now you know the
Gustave Moreau, Matisse's teacher.
You know those guys better than I do.
Yeah.
Picasso came along toward the end of Gauguin's life, right?
Yes. Like I said, Gauguin died in 1903, and Picasso was in his blue period in 1906. So he was, and then he had a rose period, and a lot of that was he only had blue to paint with, or pink to paint with.
A lot of people don't realize how really adept Picasso was at traditional painting, because of course he's more famous for his abstract stuff later, his cubism and all that stuff.
Now, have you done that before? Have you taken like one hue? I've done it, taken like one hue and maybe white and different values and just do it with one color. It can be very effective. Yeah. I did a portrait of Christ, all in like fluorescent pink, pretty much, with a little yellow golden undertone. And the way I achieved that was an undercoat of like yellow for the undercoating, and then going over it with some pink fluorescent ink.
Mm-hmm.
And working very wet, of course.
There is
so it's a real subtle issue of or portrait of Christ with crown of thorns, very subtle, just with brushwork. I believe it was ink, if I remember right, like you would use for screen printing.
Emulsion,
yeah. But yeah, I've got just looking around here, I've got one with sort of biblically inspired, sort of like shofars. I have one. Let's see, one. How many are there? 3, 6, 9, 10 shofars, I guess. But it's all done in like lemon yellow and stronger yellow hues and stuff. It's like sort of clarion call type thing. Blasting of the shofar.
A friend of mine is going to be doing a book cover for me. This
hey, Raul.
A monocolor study of Elizabeth. Excuse me, of Elizabeth Payne. And I've got a version of it here somewhere. I just can't find it.
Well, I've done paintings of my characters, like Bog. I showed one the other night on a drawstring, along with some of my other paintings. I did a painting, sort of a collage type painting. It's for on 9/11. I think you could put together a show there, paintings that were actually painted on 9/11 that had something to do with 9/11. Because really 9/11 to me, Doc, the way I look at it, whether you believe the conspiracy theories that we did that to ourselves on purpose, or it was, radical Islam, terrorist, you could do a show on just that theme on paintings that were done on 9/11, because I'm sure there were artists like myself that did paintings or sculptures or something marking that day, because I kind of look at that day as like our Pearl Harbor, our generation's Pearl Harbor.
Mm-hmm.
It was a real turning point for the world, not just America.
It was a dark day for sure.
Do you think I posed this question earlier to Shadowhawk? Do you think that this now we've been talking about the Venezuelan thing before in the news, Trump has. So this was not just sprung, you know. But do you think that this is a clear-cut sign to China, who's been acting up around Taiwan?
Yeah, I mean, it is, you know, it's basically, hey, look, let's just remind you, you fuck around, you'll find out.
Mm-hmm. So what's the best way to handle this with China? This militant push into international waters, Russian up into the Arctic, and I think even China up in the Arctic, which is supposed to be
There's going to be a dust up at some point.
Yeah.
But they don't want none, and we know it, and they know that we know it.
You don't think they have a sustained economy enough to war a war against us?
They have a lot of numbers.
They do.
Their technology is crap. Don't let anybody fool you. Their training is complete crap. They don't have the war fighting experience we do. So, if it ever came to a head-to-head, it would only last as long as it takes for us to get our logistics moving, and then it's over.
Well, the one fear, though, the ultimate fear is nuclear war with any of these countries.
That's a suicide pact, though, and they know it. You launch on us, we launch on you.
Yeah, has that become passe? Is that a non sequitur?
MAD is, of course, mutually assured destruction, and it still works.
Right.
You know, you don't threaten us with nukes. We got them too.
Yeah. What are you gonna have for dinner, or have you had dinner yet?
I had really good homemade chicken noodle soup.
Oh, good. That's good for this time of year.
Yeah, I don't know if you can tell. I've got a cold, and my voice is coming and going. Yeah. So I wanted some good salty chicken noodle soup.
Well, I mean, your voice normally sounds like a gravelly gravel pit. So,
well, thank you ever so much, Rex. Thank you.
Well, you've got to admit you do have that gravelly, get off my lawn voice.
Get off my lawn.
Ooh, that even hurt me down to my cockles.
You should have heard me when I was on active duty, and I was telling people to shut their blowholes every day. You shut your stinking hole now. You shut your blowhole.
You could play Alper. One that I like to do is Emperor Palpatine. No. Real deep voice. Oh, man. Yeah, usually you come on here and say, well, I got to go eat, eventually, sometimes. So you've already eaten today.
I have.
Yeah. Do you snack?
Not much.
Throughout the day, or?
Not very much, no.
Yeah. You eat like 3 meals a day and that's it?
I don't even do that.
Yeah. I eat less than 3 meals a day. I kind of snack throughout the day. I mean, somewhat,
You can't tell by looking at me. You can't tell by looking at me, but I don't eat that much.
Yeah. Yeah, you're pretty lean. I mean, for your body frame. I mean, you're built. You're bigger than what I thought you were going to be. In my mind's eye, when I met you in person. Thought, my God.
Yeah, I told I forget who I was talking to. It was either I think I was backstage with Dillard and Darren Wagner. The topic came up. It was, how tall are you? I said, I'm 6'2", 260 pounds. And, no way. Yeah, I mean, what did you think I was? Do I look like a little guy?
Yeah, you're not a little guy. I can attest to that. Do you ever get caught upon for reunions or anything like that? I think we talked about that once before. You went to some
what?
reunion or something.
Yeah, some of my old Fleet Marine Force buddies now, we get together periodically.
I thought you had said that. Yeah.
Yeah. No, that ship has sailed, Tree Goblin. Too late. It's too late to give up the smokes.
Earlier, I showed an artist that didn't have any arms, and she painted with her feet.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty cool. You know, that somebody wants to express themselves with that creativity that much. You know,
Yeah, there's been a lot of people who could really, really paint and draw with their feet. I mean, I personally find it a little disgusting, but okay.
acrylics are great.
Yep.
Have you ever done an acrylic to make it look like an oil painting? Because you can make
All of mine.
acrylic oil.
All of mine.
Okay, and you can
There's no
make
difference.
you can make oil look like acrylic. They say, although
Well,
I've
yeah.
never tried it.
I mean, there's no difference in how they look. It's just how you use them.
Pretty talented to be able to do that with your feet, especially larger pieces. You know.
Here, I'm going to share a screen with you. This is acrylic, and everyone always asks the same question: is that oil? It looks like oil. Well, what about it looks like oil? It's acrylic. But
Yeah,
it's
and you know what you're showing here, I would really have to see it in person to really know. Like you say, art needs to be seen in person for you really to get the true picture, literally.
Yeah, I don't remember where this one went for its for her forever home, but it's gone.
Mm-hmm. How let me ask you a question, because I and Elsie talk about this all the time. How important is it to document your work?
Very.
And what I'm sorry. There we go. Didn't know you were going to share more than one.
This was my very first painting I ever did in Impressionism. I wanted to know if I could do that style, so I sat up one night.
And this is after Monet?
Monet.
Okay.
Study of figure outdoors facing left, otherwise known as the lady with a parasol.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes mistakenly referred to as Camille, his wife, but it wasn't. It was his daughter.
I don't think you were going for exact copy, though. Were you here?
No. I just wanted to know if I could mimic the brushwork.
Yeah, yours looks more vibrant. Now, this almost looks surreal to me.
That's a real scene.
Yeah, but it almost looks surreal the way you've done the overlay of the principal tree over the background. You know, the contrast almost looks surreal. Mm-hmm.
Ooh. That one sold just recently. That one sold.
Well, you know, that's nice that people buy this stuff to enliven a room, you know, where you don't actually have to go out in nature, or you could, but I mean,
I think landscapes are the coolest thing to paint, period. I love doing it.
Landscapes I don't have a problem with, but like when it comes to still lifes, oh my God. I just I hate.
I'm not a big fan. I'm not a big fan, but you know,
Yeah.
I've done commission work that way. But you know, the thing with the landscape is you're not just painting the trees, you're capturing that moment in time, the light on the trees, the atmosphere.
Mhm.
So you got to work blindingly fast to capture all that.
Well, maybe one of these days we'll have the opportunity to paint together. That would be nice.
Yeah, it'd be cool. Get my truck running again. We'll go cruising around, find something cool, jump up in the back of the truck, and paint.
Yeah. Well, you know, if I do the Atlanta thing and we go out to eat every night, they make sure we eat good because we're burning a lot of calories, right? I mean, it's a pretty tough job if you're really going after it like I did. Of course, you want to make a good first impression, right? And I didn't want to just go down there for like, let's see, maybe 3 days, 3 or 4 days. You know, I was like, yeah, I'm down here. I'd like to stay as long as I possibly can until the job's done. Of course, not everybody's going to get to do that. You know, they have to kind of produce the numbers that they're happy with. And apparently I did that first day. I did like 317 or something like that.
Get your boss to bid on a contract for Savannah.
Yeah. I mean, we're international. We're worldwide. We own Terminex. That's how big we are.
I'm telling you.
Yeah. Terminex is in our
portfolio. Have you ever been to the Low Country? You ever been to Savannah?
I have not. No. I mean, I had not been to Georgia, you know, till I actually, you know, went up around Atlanta to come home.
Yeah, the Low Country is an entirely different ecosystem.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
I think you've shown it to me on the map, like where you know, where you're closer to the Atlantic ocean. So yeah, you've kind of shown me where you kind of grew up and, you know, Mapski or something, Google Map or something.
Yeah, my original hometown is an island. It's a barrier island in South Carolina.
You kind of showed me that one time. Yeah,
it's beautiful.
Yeah,
Spanish moss, live oaks, cobblestone streets.
Well, you know, that's kind of how it was with the Spanish moss and stuff when I went to Florida.
Yeah,
kind of the same region. You know, upper Florida around Gainesville.
Yep.
Maybe
St. Augustine.
If you drove an hour south, that's about as low in Florida as I got. About an hour south of Gainesville. I'm not exactly sure where I was, but it was like an hour drive south.
Yeah, you start getting, if you're in Central Florida, you start getting into some scrub pine, kind of scrubby looking areas. But on the East Coast up that way, you get into that same kind of topography. You got the live oaks and the Spanish moss. It's beautiful.
Well, you know, in a Georgia's a pretty big state. I mean, not the biggest, but you know, like Florida or Georgia, I'd say, you know, if you drive from one, you know, say the northmost tip to the south, there can be a lot of diversity. That's the way even Arkansas is. Down south, there's more like oil derricks and hills and mountains and rocks, and you know, then I'm kind of like in a flat area compared to some of the areas you can go to, like RJ, that Critical Blast. He lives around the mountainous, rocky Ozark area. You know, Eureka is much different topography than where I live at in Arkansas. Yeah. So, I mean, just because you're in the same state, and in Texas, oh my gosh, there's probably a big difference in areas of Texas I don't know.
Yeah. Georgia has 3 geographic regions. There's the coastal plain, and then when you get to Macon, you get onto the Piedmont Belt, and then you get into the Appalachian Mountains when you get up in the north.
Yeah, I was going to ask if you got if you were part of the Appalachian Mountains. I thought you were. Yeah,
I mean, we're
because that goes through several states.
Yeah, it's where I'm at is just the Piedmont Belt. It's the foothills, rolling hills. I'm close. You get used to it. You get used to it, Rex. And then I went back home to the Low Country, and I stayed there for a good long while. When I came back up here, I was like, my God, these hills are steep. Because there are no hills in the Low Country. None.
Yeah.
A bridge that you go over, that's as high up as you're going to go.
So did you get a lot of riding in today on a Saturday?
I got a lot of editing done.
A lot of editing. That's right. You've been editing what now?
The third book. The second one's already with the publisher, getting ready to get its treatment. And so I'm currently editing the third. I wrote the first 3,000 words of the fourth, and then I stopped and went back to do the edits on the third book.
Just making a note to myself. Apex After Dark at midnight tonight. I co-host with Apex that show. I have for over 4 years now.
Right.
I started out as a co-host, and then became my own man, thanks to Apex.
You became the celebrity we all know today.
Yeah, that's an unfortunate truth. Just to give you some of the names of artists that I'll be featuring eventually on Feature Friday. Now, I haven't made the exact list, of the final cut, so it may be next year before I even get to some of these artists.
Lord help. I mean, you got 52 weeks, Rex.
Well, 51 now, Doc. That's Friday. I was supposed to do Garcia Lopez, but that didn't happen. But now the day before, I featured an artist and looked a lot at his work. So that kind of made up for it. And some artists are not on this list because I've already done them. I've done John Byrne, George Perez, Dave Stevens, a bunch.
Romitas, the Buscemas.
I have not. I'm holding off on John Buscema. I could do Sal, but I'm holding off on John because I'm going to be crowdfunding the unseen artwork of John Buscema. So I kind of like to do a Feature Friday while I'm pushing that book, after I launch it. Yeah, it only makes sense. So I'm holding off on one of the great masters. But there's so many within sequential artwork, right?
A lot of talent.
And here's some these non-American names. Eduardo, I really had to think about that to say that. Eduardo Burrito. Steve Lytle, I met him. Unfortunately, he's passed away. Rick Lenardi, Ernie Chan, Paul Ryan, Dave Cockrum, John Cassidy. It's sad he passed away.
Yep.
Ryan Stigman, Ted Nesmith, Paul Galassi, Terry Beatty, Ron Friends, J. Scott Campbell, Frank Miller, met him. Bob Brown, Fraser Aruna, Bill Ward, Felipe Gillette, Alex Orley, Colleen Doran, Ian Gibson, Brian Berfogel, Alex Brefogel, Alex Schomburg, Steve McNiven, Ernie Colin, Dave Sim, Alex Toth, Tom Grummett, Nick Carty, Gene Day, Butch Geist, Steve Epting, like you said, Frank Bruner, Jim Mooney, I never can think of his name, Sal Buscema, Alan Weiss, Kevin Eastman, Sam Keith, Steve McNiven, Tola Boa, something like that. Travis, Ryan Benjamin, Travis Perez, Joe Madden,
Maduro.
Yeah. Fred Hembeck, Terry Austin, Marshall Rogers, Ross Andrew, Ed Hannigan, Ramita Sr. or Jr., Jerry Ordway, Dan Jurgens, John Cassidy, Dick Dillon, Joe Mad, Travis Terrace. Let's see. Salvador LaRuca, Stuart Mullen, Terry Dobson,
you got a lot
Steve
of
Rude, Dan Green,
You got
Al
Steve Root.
Milgram.
You got Steve Root on there twice, Rex. You mentioned him.
Oh,
earlier.
okay. Well, we'll probably do that around his birthday, which was the 31st of December. So
And,
toward the end of the year. Walt
got-
Simonson, and he's one of those that I've actually interviewed that I would like. You know, I eventually with some of these artists that are still living on a feature Friday, I'd like to actually have them on if I can get them on, you know, to talk about their work. Bart Sears, J.G. Jones, Brian Stellafreeze,
Mike
Klaus
Grell.
Johnson, Mike Grell, yeah. William Sharp, Sean Chin, Brett Booth, which I think is just awesome. Joe Benitez, Ed Beans, there's Fred Benz, Dan Pelosian, Eric Canate, Ariel something, I don't know, Tim Sale. Some of these I can't even pronounce their names, but we'll cover their work.
You better learn how to pronounce them before you do the show.
Well, no, not really. Just, you know, look at this guy. He's cool.
Spoken like a true redneck.
You get the concept. You know, that's enough.
I ain't gonna learn how to say them damn names.
That's right.
Shit,
No.
fire.
I always have trouble with some of these names, like, you know, or remembering who did, you know, what is that artist's name that did it? Oh, Dave Cockrum. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but he's a great one. George Tuska, Brian Hitch, Joshua Middleton, Keith Giffen, Simon Bisley, Bob Bodansky. I actually communicated with him once. Craig Wilson, Darren Cook, Carmen Infantino, Keith Pollard, Philip Tan, Kerry Gamble. I actually got an original Marvel team up page done by him with the Beast and Dick Garagano. Joe Staten, met him, and Dick as well. Mike Kaluta.
Have you done the Cuberts yet?
PK Russell. I already done Joe Kubert. Andy and his sons, Andy and Adam Kubert.
Yeah.
I haven't done them. P. Craig Russell, Bill Sienkiewicz, I've met him. Ron Wilson, Jack Davidson, Ron Friends, Boris Vallejo, Julie Bell, McRae Boy, Al Williamson, Ken Barr, Bob Layton, Kelly Jones, Jackson Pearson, Brian, let's see, Sergio Agones. I've met him. Michael Turner, Mike Parlebeck, Brian Polito, Gary Frank, Jack Cole, you know.
Rex, who's going to read off every name of every person that's ever drawn a comic?
Yeah, right. I mean, we got a lot. Oh, Mike Zeck, met him. I mean, we got a bunch.
You got to get Ben Edlund on that list.
Okay, I don't have that one.
Ben Edlund, the Tick. Hello.
Oh, okay. Greatest superhero of all time.
Duck twee, dee da da duck twee.
Maybe the artist of Flaming Carrot. I don't know.
Oh, I'll be right back.
But yes, we will be having Apex After Dark at midnight. Don't know what we're going to be doing at all. Just don't know what he's got in mind. You know, with Apex, you just never know. I may have a draw stream before that. I don't know. I mean, I'm working on some things now. Was yesterday. thinking about doing a cover. Don't have anything particular in mind, but I'm trying to think up of a good cover. I attempting to maybe do a cover for, either Devil Flyer Zero or Momentum Unleashed Future Visions, which will come, and get a leg up on the next thing that'll come out and that pertains to the Momentum universe, past the unseen artwork of John Buscema, of course, book, because hopefully that'll make us some passive income from now on once we get it out. In that regard, I have most of the artwork scanned and ready to print. Going to have a logo made up and probably have a wraparound cover on that, sort of collage with a lot of the different pieces on the front and back cover. It's going to be like a test book, I don't think it'll be huge by any means. It'll be more like a floppy. Don't know if we could stretch it out into a 48 pager or not, but depends on how much artwork I've got. Some of the artwork we're holding back for possibly a much larger volume. We want to see how this first one goes. And there's a reason for that, and I won't go into all that. We're trying to keep this kind of hush hush so that parties like the estate and Marvel and DC, don't interfere with the making of it. Not going to get up into any copyright problems with this first book. But we do want to have something to show to the estate and to Marvel and DC to do a larger book afterwards. So that's why we're kind of keeping it hush hush this first book.
I have returned.
I was just talking a little bit about my next project, which will be the unseen artwork of John Buscema, and will be more like a floppy. I guess, would you consider a 48 pager, even a 48 pager, a floppy?
It technically, because it's not hardbound, yes.
Yeah, I guess.
But if you do a perfect bound, it would be kind of like a graphic novel, I guess.
I don't know that this is going to be perfect bound. I mean, it could be. I'd kind of prefer saddle stitch, but I guess maybe perfect bound would be, for that type of book, might be a little bit more presentable. As a legitimate
if they
book
would do saddle stitch or staple correctly, I would prefer it. But they always, I don't know what it is, but you get them and they have that big hump on the spine, and I can't stand that in a comic book.
I guess since, the unseen artwork of John Buscema is going to be, at this juncture, the plan is for Glenn Fleming to put it all together into a very palatable form, and has been. I probably should have done that after the Ash Can, just for going for the money, before Devil Flyer, but I don't regret anything, with that.
I regret nothing.
I regret nothing. I admit to nothing. I guess on there we could probably have a paperback and a hardback option, with maybe a hardback being a stretch goal. With that book, I really don't think we're going to have a problem selling it.
I wouldn't think so.
Unseen artwork by John Buscema? Really? Never published before? A 100% not published work that I know of?
I mean, it seems to me that would be a good selling little item.
Yeah, I think it will be good passive income once we get it on Amazon, Barnes and Noble, and Books A Million, and all those places, Who's
going to do that for you? You're going to get RJ?
Yeah, I may stick with Critical Blast on that,
Yeah,
because he's really,
I would. Absolutely.
done a lot of, hardbacks and bigger, paperback volumes and stuff. Sure. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And so the majority of the artwork I've already worked on and is ready to go. 100%, this project will be, by the time we launch it, probably will be 100% done and ready to go out once the campaign ends, or will be near finished.
Hmm.
If I can wait, of course I have to get Devil Flyer out of the way first. But I will be gathering up items on my end. Elsie's given me all the work that he knows of, and I've actually got a few of his Buscema pieces here over at the house. Things that, he gives me things to hold on to him,
Right.
and some things I've held for him for years, and then he's come over and got them and taken them back, but I still have a couple of.
Now, when he does that, do you ever get all weepy and, no, Elsie, don't take it. Don't take it. It's been part of my home for so long now.
No, and if my house burned down or something and all that was lost, he wouldn't hold that against me or anything, it is what it is, you can't control that. Now,
you better knock on some wood with your history.
Yeah, that's true. I do have a safe. It's an old, they used to keep bankruptcy papers and things like that in that bank safe. It's 8 drawers, very heavy.
Mm-hmm.
You ain't moving that thing around easy.
Right.
Yeah. And it'll store a lot, but it won't store everything, so you have to put the most precious stuff in there. Original, one of a kind stuff you don't want to lose,
Yeah. That's a good thing to have, though.
Oh, it is. It is. Yeah, I was fortunate to get it. Came out of, it's double walled asbestos steel, encased. It's going to survive a fire for sure, and still be usable. You might have to repaint it afterwards, but it's going to survive a fire quite nicely, unscathed and still usable. I do have one bottom drawer, for some reason stuck. So I need to have I need to have the lock, the original lock, because I can't lock it now. I can close it up to where everything would be safe, but I can't lock it. I don't have the key, the original. So I would have to have a locksmith do that. But yeah, that thing's going to survive your house falling down on it, and a tornado's not likely to pick it up and throw it anywhere too far.
Even if it did, it wouldn't break it.
It's so heavy. Yeah. Now the items being jostled around in there might be damaged, depending on what you have in there. But yeah, it's going to survive near calamity. I do have an underground enclosed in my house, an underground room, Doc, a safe room. It's a 10 by 10 foot room with a 8-foot ceiling.
Okay.
All enclosed concrete.
Was it a fallout shelter?
It's not really a fallout shelter. I just think it's a posh underground room for tornadoes. A safe, but it's enclosed. They actually enclosed it. They did an add-on to the house and enclosed that and put it in the doorways with the steps leading down. The door is on the ground, is in the floor. So you lift it up and go in there. you know. So if the house did collapse on it, you better, you know, of course they'd have to dig through but it's got electricity down there. It's got ports and stuff for like radios and whatnot, you know, jacks
So that's where you hide the bodies.
or a telephone. That's where you put the wine cellar eventually, I hope, you know, among other things. Put me a lazy boy recliner down in there and some shag carpeting with some wine and cheese. You know, just saying. It's a plan.
It's good to have dreams.
It's good to have dreams, right? Yeah. I mean, this house definitely needs some work done on it. And, you know, need to cut that 5 or 6 story pine tree next to the house down. Simply because, you know, you don't want the root system to eventually mess with the house. And it may not. But you know, you don't want it to fall on your house because it's so huge, you know.
Rex, how long are you going tonight? It's almost 3 hours.
Until you get tired, I suppose.
It's not that I'm tired. It's just, is the chat tired?
Yeah, probably so. We've got a couple people watching. You know.
We're not giving them anything to look at, is what I'm saying.
That I can see. Now I can shut something like this down and go, wow, we've got 80 views on it or whatever. You know, it's like always surprising.
Well, I mean, if you switch over to the chair stream and just, you know, go on about your business, you'd be fine.
Yeah, I'd be fine. Wouldn't I? So tell me how this works, Doc. Maybe you got some insight. I had a high of 11 views, but there were 50 people watched it by the end of the stream. How does that happen?
I have no idea. None. Zero.
Yeah.
Zip.
Yeah. You know, you would think that counter would go up
at some point.
Yeah. I guess that's people clicking on it and viewing long enough to be counted, but not staying. I don't know.
I don't know.
Because, you know, your numbers go up and down, but you have a high number that they count. You had 10 people in there as a high number. I don't know. Content is king, boys. Make entertaining content. Yes. Gable Pennyshot in the house. Hey, Gable.
Now that Gabe's here, there can be some entertaining content. Mr. Excitement.
Mr. Excitement. Yes. Mr. High Energy.
Hey, I missed the Sunday special.
What Sunday special was that?
It was a Hot Dog, Yucky, and Gable Pennyshot did a show together. It was really good.
Yucky Gum.
Yep.
Well, I mean, I really need to get in contact with John Dillard. He went silent running on me. And I know he and Yucky hang out a lot. So maybe through Yucky, I could get a hold of him. You know?
Yeah, good luck getting a hold of Yucky.
Yeah, I know. You know, I've got Ryan working on some things, and I actually the other day I was thinking maybe I can get Doc Blaylock to do a cover for me. Just ran through my mind.
Cover for what?
Something.
I
don't know. You know, I mean, after I get the Buscema book, I'm going to do 2 books, and hopefully with the cash from the Buscema campaign, I can be freed up to do anything I want. You know, I hope it will be. I can't think of that at least running it on 3 platforms that I won't make at least 10,000 or 20,000 on that. I don't want to predict, right?
I mean, that'd be nice, wouldn't it?
Yeah, but I would think on 3 3 platforms, you would at least with the power of John Buscema's name, you would, and it all being previously unpublished work that the public hasn't seen, that they, I would at least earn 10,000.
It should do well.
Yeah.
As always, it's going to depend on advertising, how you advertise it. People have to know it's there.
Yeah. Gable says he's not dead. He's just not in the sphere of online anymore. I'm like, okay, but I haven't been able to have him respond to me on X or Facebook. Took your advice to, because he's supposed to do the 2 pages of Inner Man. He was just paid probably back in September for 2-page Devil Flyer spread that we talked about. And that was around the time that he disappeared. When, so just wondering, I'm not panicking yet. And I do want his work in my book, more of his work. He's already done quite a bit for me, but not as much as I'd like him to do, because he is very good. He did like some bystander pieces and seer pieces for me. You were the first artist to draw the seer, though, I think, besides myself.
I was?
Yeah. Remember you did the seer, the woman with the cloak? And I said,
I keep forgetting about that.
Yeah.
I keep forgetting about
She's
that.
one of my cosmic characters, like the bystander, which is kind of like my cosmic watcher. Although he does get involved with stuff, but so does Marvel's Watcher character to a less degree than what bystander will. Yeah, Number Flash too. Is he? Well, I mean, he can communicate, can he? I mean, I paid him money too. Hello. Just saying. Maybe I shouldn't say it. Ryan says, I've clicked on the show at least 3 times because I'm at work and it shuts off in my pocket or switches channels.
Oh.
Well, thanks, Ryan, for watching like you do. Yucky is gone. Oh, you were talking about Yucky instead of Ryan. Okay, John. I'm sorry, I misunderstood that. Is Dillard working on Yellow? Oh, you're asking, is Dillard working on Yellow Flashes too? I think he was working on that Bigfoot, the Dima Foot project.
No.
No, he's not?
No. Not right now, no.
Okay.
I think he's working on a totally different project you wouldn't know.
Okay. I mean, it's not like he owes me a lot. He wanted to talk to me at the end of September on X, and I missed that message for some reason. And that was the last communique I had with him. He says, I need to talk to you. So I'm like, oh, okay. Maybe it was reassuring, I'll be out of the sphere for a while. I can't work on this right now, but I'll get it to you. I don't know.
Who knows? Who knows?
I'd like to know, because it affects my book, right? If I can't get him to do it, even though I paid him, that could go to credit for something when he comes back around, right? I'm sure he'll honor that. And he could get back today and have it to me tomorrow. He's that quick. He's a very quick artist.
That's true. That is true.
I don't have any worries when it comes to John. I'm just kind of wondering. You said he was sick for a little while, for about a month or so.
Yeah, he had gotten under the weather a good little bit.
Yeah. Well, I know he's juggling a lot of balls and stuff like that. Just wondering, Just wondering. Because, if I had the money, Doc, I'd put him on the payroll as a permanent artist with an exclusive that he only do my stuff and his own, of course. I would. I like his stuff. You know, I think it helps sell a book.
Right, right.
Yeah. And even you praised him.
Well, sure, because he's good.
Yeah. I mean, I think I've heard you say he's maybe the best among us, you know.
He's almost as good as I am.
Knew that
Right.
was coming.
He's right
Saw
there.
that
At it.
coming a mile away.
You know, what do you
Yeah.
want? What do you want?
Well,
from me?
that's well, you know, Sabrina thought very highly of you. She said,
She's never
maybe
seen.
you could feature Doc Blaylock. I'm like,
She's
wow.
never seen any of my work.
No, but she's met you, and she wants to see more, I guess. She might have saw your trailer. Ba-doom, boom, ba-doom, boom, 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 ba-doom.
You got to stop playing that old trailer. It's still got coming soon.
Yeah, yeah. Well, maybe I'll cut it off before that, huh?
Or just play the new one.
The new one with the. Well, you know what? You show me again how to download those darn things, and I'll get some more material. I've even got T-Bunnies on there, and I'm not sure if his is still going or not. I think it's in storefront over on Fund My Comic, but I'm not sure where that project is. I haven't seen anything that is for field.
I have no idea.
Yeah.
I'm one of the least informed people. I couldn't be a good inside source for something. Hey, Doc, did so and so do so and so? I don't know. Don't ask me.
Well, Doc, I may do a draw stream tonight. I'll send you a link to it if I do. I know it's late for you, but you know, if you're an insomniac and can't, you know, you might want to come in, just shoot the breeze. You don't have to draw, you know.
Yeah.
I thought I would do that. Now I do have Apex After Dark at midnight, but I could do a 2-hour draw stream, you know, from 10 to, or maybe even start a little early.
Depends on who you have on that draw stream.
Usually Elsie, you know, he's painting.
No, I mean, you know, that same.
Oh, I know. I'm not going to make that mistake again. I know people were kind of like New Year's, woo, you know, but yeah, I won't make that mistake again. Believe me. Sometimes you got to have a chaotic stream, right?
No, never.
No,
never.
Okay.
Never.
Well, I'm kind of in your camp, but that seems to be a lot of channels, you know, that where they talk over each other, and
I despise that level of rudeness.
yeah, you do. Well, I mean, I know you'll never get creators like Mike Barron on or stuff like that. They stop at a hat, you know.
Yeah,
like, why are you speaking when I'm speaking? You know.
Yeah.
What's going on here? They'll even ask, you know, what's going on.
Yep.
Yeah.
Very true.
Steve Rude's the same way. There's just some older men that doesn't like to, you know, older creators that don't, you know, lived in an era where there was politeness and manners, right?
Correct.
I don't know how else to put it.
Correct.
Yeah. That's just rude. You're rude.
The way
and don't eat on screen and talk with your mouth full.
Oh Lord, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Talking
Omer
to you,
did that
Apex.
the other night. Omer did that the other night. He's like, here's a, you know, he was showing what he grilled and everything for New Year's or whatever it was, and he was eating it and speaking on the same screen.
I mean, that was all right to do.
It was.
At least he wasn't being inconsiderate of other people.
He wasn't. I mean, we had people asking, "Do you have enough for the whole class?" Nothing good happens after 8 p.m. That's what my mother used to say. Oh, you might have been conceived after 8 p.m., Gable. Don't knock it. Just saying. I was conceived out in California, Doc.
I'm sorry.
Hey, in the 60s, that was the place to be. Farm living is a life for me. Were you conceived in Georgia?
I have no idea. I didn't ask.
No, okay. Yeah, I found that out from my sister. Then my uncle that passed away this time a little after, or a little bit before or after, can't remember, Christmas, that I was actually named after, because my biological mother actually gave me a name, Charles Edward Harrison would have been my last name had she kept me. But that, I'm glad I didn't wind up as Charles Edwin Harrison, to tell you the
Yeah.
truth.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Yeah. Oh, I'm Charles. And I had a good friend. I and Elsie had a good friend who's passed away now. I think since 2010. He had a liver transplant a couple years before he died, I think. And that was a fortunate thing that he was able to get one. I think he had like hardening organs. I don't know. I'd talk to Elsie about that and find out. But a good painting friend of ours, he and I and Elsie would get together and paint, in college, during the college years. Yeah. In fact, I met Charles before I met Elsie, and might even met Elsie through Charles. I don't know. I just think we kind of met separately and knew each other. Or maybe I don't think I introduced him to Charles, but with Charles, it was like I kept seeing this guy as I took this street past the hospital, and I knew he lived there, getting out of his car and stuff. And I said, I've seen him out at ASU. I'll stop by and say hi. Turns out he was a painter. And then I bought about 3 paintings from him. And then he stopped selling to me. Never would sell me anything ever again, He wanted to hold on to it, Didn't, but
Rex,
yep.
you're doing that thing.
What's that?
You're the old guy on the front porch of the rocking chair just rambling.
Yeah, well. What else I got to do, Doc?
Gable. Okay, so yeah, Yucky's not online. He's not hanging out in the sphere anymore. What about Hot Dog? Where the hell is he?
Gable hasn't been chiming in like he used to, but he's a busy guy. I get it. He's still here. I know. And he listens daily.
Gable's a good guy, and he's got a great voice. I intend to use him on the audiobook.
Yucky Gum's got a great voice for announcing.
He does.
Yeah.
We were Anthony and I were talking. We're going to go forward with the audiobook for A Damn Dirty Thing, even if we haven't hit the fund for it yet. We're just gonna figure it out. We're just gonna find a way to make it work.
I'd do some hillbilly for you.
Well, if we had a hillbilly, I'd let you.
Thanks, Doc. Hot Dog is still around, but he's off doing his own thing. He's been doing his own music the last time I talked to him.
Okay. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4.
He's counting people.
5 male voices and 2 female voices. And that's all we need.
Yeah. You could probably acquire that locally, with people,
We've got all the characters lined up.
Yeah, I guess you have to have studio time for that, right?
Yeah, but I've got it.
Yeah. Well, there you go. It's just, but that's local. See, not everybody can make it to where you're at, right?
No, but as long as they can record their part, I can get it engineered here.
Okay.
We'll do that. We'll do the recording, then the engineering, and then we'll send it. And Anthony will do the Foley work on it, sound effects, music, all that stuff.
Speaking of hot dog, what do you like on yours?
Oh man, just about anything. I like a good slaw dog. I like a chili dog. I like it with just mustard and onions. I like it with never ketchup by itself, but ketchup and mustard's okay.
Are you a sauerkraut guy?
Yeah, sometimes.
Yeah.
I find that the sauerkraut tastes good if it's all beef, Frank.
Yeah. I only eat all beef. Of course, it could be kangaroo for all I know, right?
Yep. Gabe, you still in? I know that you're on the list of people.
He says remote voice work is pretty common now.
It is. It is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm a mustard guy. I gotta have mustard on my dog most of the time. Mustard's my favorite condiment. And then barbecue sauce, maybe.
Of course, a mayo dog is good too.
Oh God, I knew you were letting go there. You're waking my dog up, or maybe I'm waking my dog up. Sorry, babe.
We'll do it. We'll do it, Gabe. You know I'll hit you up.
Yeah, that's cool. I mean, I read more books when I listen to audio.
That's always confused me. Are you reading a book if you listen to it? I mean, you're definitely getting it.
Right.
Like, I think I told you this story, and it's a true story. I write noir, but I had never in my life read a Raymond Chandler or a Dashiell Hammett.
Mm-hmm.
And those are the the kings of the genre. Never read one. So after I kept hearing that, I thought, well, I guess I owe it to myself to listen. So I went and I listened to a couple of Raymond Chandler, Philip Marlowe audiobooks. And yeah, he's good. He's good. He's very different from my style, but that's okay. But the audiobooks are really well done on YouTube. I mean, really well done.
Well, you know how I struggle with names, and then there's made up places like Lord of the Rings probably would be hard for me to read. So I would rather have something like that just read to me, or a complex work like Dune. I'd rather hear that read to me.
I mean, I get that. I do enjoy reading.
And they're so long big works, almost like Here to Eternity. Or War and Peace. They're long books, you know.
You're not scared of big words.
I'm not scared of big words. It's just with some, especially sci-fi stuff that's got terms that are just kind of made up terms. Or
what would that be? Would that be glossolaphobia?
I'm normal, dog. Don't try and psychoanalyze with your BS. Come on.
Afraid of words, glossolaphobia.
Not afraid of words, no. In fact, comic books made me a reader, and they've got a lot of made up words in there. Excelsior is a made up word, right?
No.
It's not? Okay.
No, it's a real word.
Is it?
Well, I mean, all words are made up words, but I know what you mean. It's a
yeah, I guess
an
so.
actual word.
Yeah, I mean, if you break it down, you look at we got bluegrass, but we got green grass too, right? And then we got brown grass. Who determines that grass is green originally? And it sticks.
I still remember that I learned the word puny from both Thor and from Hulk. And
you puny
human. In my head, though, as a young kid, I was hearing punny. And my mother had me read out loud one time, and I said, "These punny mortals." It was a Thor comic book, and she said, "These what?" I said, "Punny mortals." She said, "Show me." I showed her. She said, "That's pronounced puny." Rex, that messed me up for a minute. I had to look at that. I had to look at it hard. She's pulling my leg right now.
Yeah, I mean, I've mispronounced words for decades, I'm sure. I remember when reading Aztec Ace that only lasted 15 issues, came out from Eclipse Comics. Doppelganger. I'd never heard or knew the concept of what a doppelganger was,
Uh-huh.
because that was kind of a time traveling adventure.
Right.
You know, he's kind of Aztec Ace was the time traveler through time. It's a good read.
I actively avoid time travel stories. They give me an ice cream headache. I don't like them.
Yeah. Well, you'll like Devil Flyer though, and there's
Well, yeah, but that's a flashback. That's not time travel.
well, all my stories are told slightly in the past, and we're leading up to the present, and then
Yeah, but
at
that's
the
not time travel.
climax of the Devil Flyer story in issue 6, it's 6, 7. Okay. It'll be present. I think maybe beginning with issue 6 will put you in in the present time. I think at the beginning of issue 6, the big confrontation.
It's always 1947 in my book.
It's always 1947. Really? Time stands still.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You never make it out of 47? Wow.
No, I don't know. I have struggled with how much time did this case take for Bishop to deal with, and how many like this would he have in a year? You know?
Well, that's an interesting concept. If you had a stagnant universe where it was always the same time, really time wasn't a concept, I suppose. Things just happen within a certain loop.
Yeah, I went through the idea that Bishop's world was our world, but the fashions never changed.
Mm-hmm. Or maybe time moves so slowly, right?
But I liked it better that no, it is just in fact 1947. They just happen to have our technology. They call it different things, but they have what we have.
Interesting concept.
We have the internet, they have the electrosphere. We have computers, they have data types. You know, just different names for the same thing.
I'm making notes. That's an interesting concept.
Well, it's not 100% original. I wasn't thinking of it when I decided that, but what's his name? Bruce Timm, or Bruce Lim, the guy that did Batman the Animated Series.
Bruce Timm.
Yeah, he did it first. You know, everything looks like the 40s or 50s, but they've got computers and everything.
Yeah, I guess so. Kind of I wouldn't say that he did it first, but maybe the first thing that you kind of seen. You know, I'm sure it's been done in literature where you have like an amalgamatum of different times.
Maybe I'm just
putting a blender and jammed up together. You know,
the first big one that I remember would be Bruce Timm.
Yeah.
If someone else did it, I'm not aware of it. And I'm
he kind of updated,
and
modernized. Yeah, because that really did have that noir, look to it.
Say that word again.
No. Noir. No. I'm just gonna say no.
NWAR. Noir.
Mm-hmm. Wow. Hey, it's French.
Yes.
Yeah. We've adopted. That's what makes English so hard for people. We've adopted from all types of culture. We're melting pot of
I don't know.
different languages.
I learned enough Latin and enough Greek and enough German and enough French where, I mean, I can usually look at an unknown word and break it down and know what it means just by looking at it.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of got into languages in college. I learned some Hebrew, and that's got a male, feminine, kind of like Spanish does. And most languages have a male, feminine component, but English does not. I think that's why the rest of the world struggles with it. And it's got so many other influences. But in Hebrew, I could, like, yain is wine, bira is beer. That's very German sounding to me. I hear some Spanish. Yeah, I hear some other languages. Some of the wordage sounds, and it's a prime language. It's never been influenced by any other languages. But I think it was very influential in a lot of other languages that came afterwards, like German or French or Spanish. And you hear that same component, like yain or bira. Very German, Slavnik influence.
Did you say Slavnik?
Slavnik, yes.
You mean Slavic?
Slavic. Okay. That'll work. Works for me. Is it good for you? What's it good for you? It's good for me.
Keep collecting.
Jeez. Always end on a high note. Oh, right?
If you say so.
And I do frequently.